Hi, my name is Alexander Ziri, and I'm head of product here at London Real, and I'd like to welcome you to the Master Your Diet, Fitness and Health in 2018 webinar. First off, download the workbook. We've got something for you. It's in the chat. Julian's going to put a little link there, and make sure you download that because it's going to be all about taking action tonight. You're not just going to be sitting back and just passively consuming content. We're actually going to learn and try to do something and actually try to improve our health in 2018. Because as we all might know, a lot of things are important in life, just things like career, finance, your future, your relationship. But I think we can all agree that your health is the most important aspect of all. Because if you don't have a good health, you can't enjoy anything else. But I'm not the person who's going to be talking about that. I'm going to be introducing to you the host of tonight. He is the founder of London Real, a personal project that has grown into a highly respected media company where he interviews the most fascinating people on the planet, bring out their truth, and share it with an audience who wants to build a better version of themselves. He has had over 300 amazing guests on the show, including Ido Portal, Jocko Willink, Dan Pena, Dorian Yates, Wim Hof, Tim Ferriss, Gary Vaynerchuk, Graham Hancock, Alex Icahn, Simon Sinek, Elliot Hulse, and the list just goes on and on. What was first an idea has now grown into a global phenomenon that has impacted millions of people. Without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the one and only Mr. Brian Rose.
Thank you, Mr. Ziri. It's quite an introduction.
There you go.
I get pumped up every time you introduce me there.
That's what I'm here for. I'm the hype man.
And I was watching all that B-roll. I'm there with Dorian. I'm there with Ido. And I guess it's been quite a 6-year journey, hasn't it?
Yes.
The thing about the 6 years, though, is I've had some of those incredible people right here in the studio. And their habits, they started rubbing off on me. And I didn't even realize it before, but I woke up one day and I started dressing differently. And I started moving differently. I started eating differently, breathing differently, thinking differently. And that's really been what this whole journey is about. And so it's only now that I'm actually teaching some of these high performance habits. Because I don't believe there are high performance people, there are only high performance habits. And if you can adopt them and keep them, you can do whatever you want in this world. And so tonight I'm pumped because I'm a big fan of health, fitness, diet. I live, breathe, and eat this stuff literally, and I want to drop some science on people tonight. So, shall we get started? Yes?
Yes, we shall.
Yes, let's do this.
Have a good one.
Yeah?
Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, this is going to be fun, folks. I'm excited for tonight's masterclass. This is Master Your Diet, Fitness, and Health in 2018. And folks, we are going to be taking action tonight. I am Brian Rose, and we are live here at London Real World Headquarters, our brand new facility. It's absolutely stunning here, and I want you to seriously pay attention. So, before we get started, I want you to go to the top of that internet browser, and I want you to shut down all those silly tabs up there. Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all that nonsense. I want you to take your mobile phone and put it on airplane mode. Yes, I'm dead serious. Airplane mode. I want you to kick the dog out of your room, tell the wife and the kids and the husband that for the next 60 minutes to leave you alone. Because the stuff I'm going to teach you tonight is actionable. This will literally change your life in 60 minutes. This is stuff I do every single day, and it's gotten me to this level, and it's going to take me way into the future. We're just getting warmed up, folks. And if you can take on these high-performance habits, you can become high-performance yourself. So seriously, this is the time to lock in, pay attention, close all that other nonsense up, put the phone away, lock the door, batten down the hatches, as they say, and really let's get started. I want to give you the bonus content for showing up because you showed up, so you might as well get something, and that is the Ido Portal Success Secrets. Ido Portal is the greatest mover I've ever met. He is the greatest guy that understands the philosophy of movement, and he quite literally changed my life. You might have seen the documentary film that we made together, or the countless episodes of London Real, our moving conversation in London. And so this short video are some of his success secrets. We'll put it in the chat. Don't watch it now. Save it for later, because now is all about action. And let's talk about action, because the last 6 years of my life, man, it's been the best 6 years of my life. And I didn't really know what was going on, but over the course of those years, I spoke to over 400 of the greatest minds on the planet. These are really important people like Dan Pena, the $50 billion man, Dorian Yates, 6-time Mr. Olympia, Mike Dolce, trainer to some of the top MMA fighters in the world. The list goes on and on and on. And I didn't realize it at the time. But what happened is their high performance habits were rubbing off on me. And I listened in the interview, and then I would start putting them in my life. And some worked out and some didn't. But the ones that worked for me, I doubled down on, and I started noticing that, wait a second, now I'm dressing different, I'm moving different, I'm eating different, and I'm thinking different. And then I started tracing these habits to my London Real guests. And finally, I thought, what if I could put all of these together and stack them in a specific blueprint or formula and teach people how to do them? And that's what we finally decided to do. I started a year ago, and the results have been absolutely extraordinary, because I don't believe there are extraordinary people in this world. I think there are just extraordinary habits. And every week I sit across from an individual in the leather chair at London Real, and I look at them and I think, why them? What makes them different from you or from that guy I just walked by on the street? And the deal is, they're not any more talented, they're not any more special, they just have better habits and they stick to them. And so if you can do the same thing, you can go wherever you want to go. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because when you can stack these habits all up together, you are literally almost supernatural. And so that's what I want to talk about. Today, I want to drop with you 3 of the most high performance habits when it comes to health, diet, and fitness. But before we get to that, tell me, what city are you from? Just type it in. Are you in the States, my old homeland? Are you in South America? We got people in Brazil and Argentina. Are you in Europe? Are you in London or the UK, Russia? I know we got some people in New Zealand and Australia. They're up at 3, 4 in the morning. That's how dedicated they are to making a change. But type in what city you're from, and I'll be going to the tape soon just to have a little bit of a chat with you, and let me know where you are. You know, we're so used inside the academy to having people from all sorts of countries. I think we've graduated students from 64 different countries. On a live call like this inside of our academies, I'll have people on 14 different time zones. So we're used to having an international crowd here at London Real. It's what makes us strong as a tribe. So give us a shout out, because you can learn from anywhere in the world. But tonight, I want to talk about 3 steps. And this is actionable information, so pay attention and engage with me here on this chat, because I want to help you get to the next level. The first is the London Real eating philosophy. I'm going to share with you exactly how I eat. I don't believe in diets. I don't believe in cheat days. That's nonsense. I'm going to show you an eating philosophy that you can weave into your life to make you a better person. Number 2, I'm going to talk about incorporating movement in your life. And I'm going to be teaching you some of the lessons that Ido Portal taught me about movement. And I'm going to share with you a simple exercise that we do every single day in the studio in the morning. You might see us on Instagram. And I'm going to teach you how to do that tonight. And finally, I'm going to teach you the London Real breathing cycle. This is a conscious way of breathing that within 5 minutes can change everything. Can change your state, can change your mood, can change the entire situation. And we're going to do it here live tonight. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But you know, now is a strange time of year, I must say. It's getting close to Christmas, right? We start realizing we're not eating the things that we do. In London, it gets dark around 4. Everybody's hitting the pub. I was at the gym today training, do a little breakdancing. No one's there, because no one really has these great habits. You're going to start eating those Christmas cakes. We're probably going to drink too much on New Year's Eve. And then in January, everyone comes back, and it's the gyms are full. I hate January because it's got all the tourists there. People that come for about 2 weeks. People decide to stop drinking for the month because they realize they've binged before. And then what happens? What do you think happens? After about 2 weeks, a lot of things fall apart. And tonight, I want to share with you a way that you can keep that from happening, to where you go into 2018 not only with momentum and a plan, but with a tribe of people that are going to take you well into 2018, 19, and 20 and absolutely crush things. But before we go there, I was wondering if you could type in, what is that one resolution or that one thing you want from your health and your fitness and your diet in 2018? What do you want to look like in the mirror in the next 6 months if you could have anything you want? Just type that in. Maybe it's that you want to move. Maybe it's you want to avoid certain foods. Maybe you want to have this or that, but just type what that is because I'm really curious and I'm going to go to the lines very, very quickly to find out what that is for you. The problem with resolutions is this, is that we've found that within 2 weeks, that's January 15th, folks, 90% of people have not only not fulfilled their New Year's resolutions, they've broken them. They've done just the opposite. And the problem is this, is that people, first of all, don't understand that you have to stack these high performance habits together in an order. And unless you do that, you have no chance. Just hiring a personal trainer or trying to quit alcohol for 4 weeks, it's just never going to work. But the most important thing is that you don't have any accountability. Who's going to watch your back? A personal trainer can be there for 1 hour of the day. What about the other 23 hours? How are they going to keep you from eating that stuff? How are they going to keep you moving the rest of the day? Or maybe just the right positive mindset to get you to the next level. And the truth is they can't. And you're not going to listen to your wife or your husband or your kids or your friends because, let's be honest, if you listen to them, you probably wouldn't be where you are right now. You need people that you respect, that you actually will honor to hold you accountable to stay on those habits. Because we know as soon as something happens, work gets crazy, my kid gets sick, everything goes out the window. Your diet goes out, your movement routine. For most people, those go first. Not for me, because they're part of my lifestyle. And I want to teach you how to do that tonight. So that's the plan. Let me go to the tapes here and find out where you're from. Of course, as usual with me is Mr. Julian Bales, our head of strategy. Julian, this is our last masterclass of the year. I'm going to miss these things. But I'm excited to start on January 2nd and take a whole tribe of people through some of these habits. Where are the people tonight, and are these people fired up?
They certainly are fired up, Mr. Rose. It is a full house tonight. We have people from all over. Let's start in the U.S. We have Brandon in Louisville.
Louisville, all right, Kentucky, I think. Yeah, Brandon, a little bit dirty south. All right, welcome.
Gina in New York City.
Okay, all right, New York, New York.
Danny in Miami, Florida.
Okay, nice weather down there, good.
And then if we head a little bit further south into South America, we have Renata in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Sao Paulo, beautiful city, very urban, nice.
Carlo in Rio.
Okay, Rio de Janeiro, I love that place. Trained some jiu-jitsu there back in the day.
Mariana in Morelia, Mexico.
Okay, welcome.
And then if we bring it back to the UK, we have Craig in Sheffield, Andy in Bournemouth, and Stuart in Sheffield as well.
Okay, nice. Our people in the north. Fantastic. So nice little bit of UK and US going on, yeah? Okay, fantastic. Are people talking about any kind of things that they want to overcome for next year? Any kind of lifestyle or health or fitness?
A lot of people are looking to move every day. So Sasha says move every day, no excuses.
Great.
Aki, who's from Japan but in London today, says he's looking to get that bamboo body.
Okay. The bamboo body, what is that?
I think that's from Ido Portal, the
Really?
bamboo legs.
Oh, the weak. Oh, with the legs. Yeah, the bamboo body that flexes when you want it to flex. Not those big muscles that you don't want to know what to do with. That's fantastic.
Harry in East Kazakhstan is saying consistency and smart, healthy habits.
Okay, very good. As far as moving every day, I move every day. Everyone inside the Life Accelerator moves every day. I think it's the key for longevity, happiness, everything. We'll be talking about that shortly.
And Axel, who I believe has joined us on the course, is saying he wants to stop eating meat.
Okay, go meatless. Yeah, I'll be talking about that in the London Real Eating Philosophy. It's a great move to try even for 1 day a week.
And this is one for Jocko fans. Ahmed is saying to be more disciplined.
Okay, what does Jocko say? Discipline equals freedom. He's one of the guys that taught me some of these habits, and we teach a lot of that extreme ownership mindset inside the accelerator, so I'm really glad that you talked about that, and it's so true. But when you get used to the discipline, it just becomes part of your life. So that's good. That's it?
Yeah, they're a hungry crowd. Let's
all
get
right,
in.
fantastic. Let's jump into this, folks. First of all, an amazing international crowd. Thank you for spending Thursday night with us because you could be out eating, drinking, not focusing on 2018, and I really appreciate you being here. So let's get started and talk about the London Real Eating Quadrant. But let's talk about eating in general. You know, the American Heart Association says 69% of people in the U.S. are either overweight or obese, and it's only going higher. This is dangerous stuff, folks. This really is. And we know that heart disease and depression and diabetes and brain fog and low energy all are a result of bad diet. And this can be avoided. A lot of times it just needs the discipline, it needs a system, and it needs the accountability, and all of that can be changed. And now that I eat right, every day is a win. It used to be a crapshoot, but now every day is a guaranteed win, and if it's not, I can trace it back to what I put in my mouth. And this whole quadrant actually started about 5 years ago when I did a diet to take ayahuasca. And ayahuasca is this plant medicine. We've talked a lot about it on the show. And before you drink it, you need to really get your system clean. And you have to cut out everything. No meat, no salt, no sugar, no caffeine, no alcohol, no drugs. It's very, very, very little. It was pretty much fish and rice and vegetables. And it was kind of hard for me to do, but I did it for about 10 days. And after the ceremony, I realized, well, wait a second, maybe I should keep some of these habits up. And so I started experimenting with just slowly bringing things back in my diet. And of course, I had people on the show like Mike Dolce, who talks about earth-grown nutrients, Dr. Michael Greger, who talks about plant-based diets. And a lot of these people really reinforced this into my brain. And I came up with a quadrant that I've now taught to hundreds and hundreds of students. And the reason it works is because it's nice and simple. And I want to share it with you now. So I'm going to go to the charts here and walk you through this concept of the quadrant. And what I like about it is it's simple. I don't believe in weighing food, in counting calories. I think that's all kind of nonsense. We know what's right and what's wrong, so give yourself the honor of the brain. And so this is the London Real eating quadrant, and it's got a few letters here I'm going to share with you. There, 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 and there. So let's look at these different parts of the quadrant, all right? The G stands for gluten. The S stands for sugar, F stands for fast, and the V stands for vegetarian. Let's talk about gluten first. Now, some people are allergic to gluten. I think it's called celiac disease. It's a very small percentage of the people. But for most of us, gluten doesn't necessarily physiologically disagree with you. But the thing I like about avoiding gluten is that gluten, a lot of times, it hangs out with other bad foods. It's kind of like bad kids hanging out with the gang. And if you can go ahead and avoid gluten, you can really cut out a lot of really bad foods, because most of the cookies and the cakes and the heavy calorie pizzas all come with the gluten. And if you actually just go and take it out of your diet completely, you find that by default, you actually start eating a lot cleaner. And if you go look at all the foods that you see out on the high street or in the strip mall, I'm telling you, 90% of them will have gluten in there. And when you avoid it, you find that you're actually making the healthy choices. So again, I'm not hating on gluten per se, but I'm saying if you go ahead and avoid it, you have a much higher chance of eating better. And also, I find that my digestion is just freer when I don't have the gluten in there. If I eat a lot of that, I have to lay down, and it's just like a big calorie dump. It's hard to digest. And so one of the quadrants is this. It's taking gluten out of your diet for one day. And that's just one quadrant. So just let that kind of simmer with you for a second. The second quadrant is sugar. Oh my gosh, don't get me started. Most of us know sugar in the form of high fructose corn syrup, or it's that white stuff you put everywhere. But let's be honest, folks, up until 150 years ago, 99% of the world population would have never eaten concentrated sugar. It started coming over here in the Industrial Revolution, and funny enough, very wealthy people here used to have brown teeth, and it was a sign of status because they would eat sugar and it would make their teeth go brown. And they would walk around and smile and show how affluent they were. But most of the population didn't have access to it. Now it's quite the opposite. The poorer you are, the more likely it is that you're eating sugar in your diet. And the truth is this, folks. It's a direct cause of diabetes, which is one of the biggest killers. It's a direct cause of heart disease, and it has no business in your diet. You need to get rid of it. And these days, there are so many good options. There's stevia, and there's also just weaning yourself off this whole concept that everything has to be sweet. The other thing to remember is most low-fat foods have sugar in them. And if you go looking on the back of the label, you'll see sugar is everywhere. Everywhere. Sometimes it's got different names, or it's that raw sugar you see at Starbucks. Give me a break. There's nothing different between that and the white stuff. It's all concentrated calories that's going to make you sick and fat and dead. And there's all sorts of other things that look like sugar. Just stay away from it, and you really won't miss it. So that, again, that's another quadrant where you can go a day without sugar. Let's go back over here to fasting. This is a fantastic concept. I actually learned from Dave Asprey of the Bulletproof Diet and the Bulletproof Coffee. Intermittent fasting is this. It's not eating up until say 12 or 2 o'clock and during the day. So you wake up in the morning, you have some tea, you have some coffee, maybe you have something liquid, but you don't eat any food. And the truth is this, a lot of us eat out of habits. We wake up in the morning, we go get that sugar cereal and we just eat it. And if I said, why are you eating that? Do you have a workout scheduled later? Do you need the calories? You couldn't actually tell me. You just eat out of habit. Skipping that meal in the morning gives you lots of energy, it actually gives your brain a lot of focus, and it's definitely something you want to incorporate into your diet. So I'm asking you to find a day where you do a fast, or we call it an intermittent fast, where you don't eat until noon or 2 o'clock. I incorporate this all the time into my diet. The final quadrant is this, the V word, vegetarian. And look, folks, I'll be honest, the last 6 or 8 weeks on London Real, we've had more vegans than you can shake a plant at. They're just everywhere, whether it's Dr. Michael Greger talking about a plant-based diet, John Joseph, the badass punk rocker who's been vegetarian for 31 years, James Aspey, who actually goes in and protests in front of slaughterhouses. We even had Linda Lovegood from Harry Potter here the other day, that famous actress, and she's also gone plant-based diet. It's hard for me to ignore, and I'll be honest, I've been doing a lot of body weight movement lately, and I'll talk about that shortly. When I eat a plant-based diet, I feel lighter, I feel good, and I think it's time that you start experimenting with that for one day of the week. And so that is the London Real Eating Quadrant. And what I'm asking you to do is just pick one day during your week and try to go gluten-free that day. Pick one day of that week and try to avoid the sugar that day. Pick one day in the week and try to do a fast until noon. Pick one day a week and go vegetarian on that day. And it'll feel a little hard at first, but you can just make a few different interesting decisions and then see how you feel. And then what I can do is I'll share you what my diet is, but it looks a bit like this, and I'll just go through the days right here. So you can just line them up, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm going to want you to go ahead and put these in soon. So Monday, let's say we decide to cut all the sugar out. I call that the S day. So again, go to put in the tea. You say, I'm going to have some stevia instead of the sugar. Okay, no problem. You go to the restaurant. You're going to say, you know what, orange juice, concentrated sugar. I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to avoid the brownie and the cakes. I'm going to have a piece of fruit instead. And you're going to just cut out the sugar for the day and see how you feel. On Tuesday, you're going to cut the gluten out. You're going to go, instead of getting the pasta, you're going to have the rice dish. Instead of having the pizza, you're going to have something else. Instead of having the sandwich, you're going to have a salad. And just cut that out. On Wednesday, you can choose. I don't know, maybe you're going to try going vegetarian for the day. Have the dal, have the salad. Just try a day without meat. And say on Thursday, you're like, you know what, I'm going to skip breakfast and just have coffee until noon. See how that makes you feel. And when it comes to the later parts in the week, try mixing it up. On Friday, it's getting crazy, folks. You're going to go sugar-free and gluten-free. On Saturday, you're going to say, you know what, Brian, I'm going to go vegetarian, sugar-free, and gluten-free. Boom. And on Sunday, I'm going to do all 4. I'm going to fast until noon. I'm going to kill the sugar, kill the gluten, and I'm going to go vegetarian as well. Nice and easy, and see how you feel. I'm telling you, when you incorporate this into your life, it's a fast, easy, simple way to take you on the road to freedom. And a lot of our students end up losing between 10 and 15 pounds in the first 40 days of doing this. They look great, they feel great, and it's absolutely amazing. And for you out there that are already on this tip, I've got an advanced version for you. And so for the people that are already like, yeah, Brian, I'm already vegan. Okay, no problem. If you are already gluten-free, I'm asking you to go into ketosis, which means you're avoiding a lot of carbohydrates, if not all of them, and just eating fats and proteins. Good for you. If you already avoid sugar, I'm asking you to cut out the caffeine entirely. No stimulants whatsoever. Give that a try. For those of you that are fasting, I'm asking you to do a water fast. That means 24 hours, no food. See how you feel. And of course, those of you that are vegetarian, go full on vegan. No dairy, no eggs, no nothing. And try that out. We've got something for everyone here. And so now what I want to do is I want to ask you, what are some of the meals that you can eat this week that would put you in these quadrants? And what are some of those foods that you know you need to avoid? That's what I want you to go ahead and type that in right now. And then finally, be honest and tell me, if you could actually follow this diet for the next 6 months, how would that change your life? How would you look different? How would you feel different? But give me some feedback right now, because I'd be really curious, what's that food that's very hard to avoid? What are some of the options you think you could eat? And how do you think that would change your life? And so go ahead and type that in right now, and I want to check it. And I want to give you my plan for the week while you're typing that stuff in. This is what I actually do, folks. And so this is something that I live and eat and breathe every single day. Saturdays and Sundays for me, I'll start there, are quite interesting because I actually intermittent fast on each day. Because I wake up in the morning and I always train, and I don't like to train on a full stomach. So I intermittent fast on both of those days. To be honest, I'm avoiding gluten and sugar most of my time here. And I don't have a vegetarian meals there, but Monday is Meatless Mondays. So Mariana makes a dal. It's absolutely incredible. I actually love it. It makes me feel really light. And of course, I stay off the gluten and sugar those days as well. She usually gets me back into a vegetarian meal on Thursday as well. We're cutting a lot of that out. And of course, I'm very usually good about the gluten and the sugar. I've just found that when I have it, my gut tells me something's wrong, Brian. And once you really start cleaning your diet out, you'll realize that your gut has been giving you messages for years. Wow, when I eat all that pasta, I have to lay down for an hour. That's not a good sign, folks. And so this is kind of what my diet will look like. Sometimes I'll throw an intermittent fast in here on a Wednesday or a Friday just to keep me clear in the morning if I have to record. And again, I really try to keep the gluten and sugar free, most days of the week. And I try not to really cheat on that. Every now and then I might forget and have like a cookie or something, and then I realize, oh my God, it just doesn't make me feel good. So that's my diet. Very curious what you think you want to change in your diet. So let's go and hear from you guys. Julian, you are what you eat, they say, and a lot of people don't realize how much sugar they're eating. And we've had graduates before in the Life Accelerator. We had Maha in Dubai. We had George that was here with me last night on Facebook Live in our first graduating class that had sugar addictions and they didn't realize it. And when they went into this quadrant, within 2 days, they were like, something doesn't feel right, I've got headaches. And we're like, just go with it, go with it. They actually kicked the sugar addiction that they didn't even realize they had. So this is real for a lot of folks. What are people saying about this?
Well, it's funny you say that. We actually ran a poll while you were talking there.
Wow.
And 38% of people are saying sugar is the one that they want to try first.
Man, it's everywhere these days because these companies, they engineer in the sugar because they know that sugar sells. And I always say, if you go to Starbucks, they're drug dealers. They deal in basically sugar. They're sugar dealers, and they feed it into you through every single way. It looks like a coffee. It looks like what's a Frappuccino? It's just a sugar download. So you've got an entire chain of restaurants and retail outfits that they're basically just dealing you sugar. Same goes for most of the food companies, and that's why in the actual accelerator itself, we go even deeper on this, on how to avoid this stuff, avoid the packaged food, read the labels, and it's lurking everywhere. And the low-fat food, that's where it is a lot of times. So, oh, it's low-fat. Oh, okay, but it's high-calorie. So what are other people saying about this?
Just to finish up there, we had 27% of people would then try the fasting.
Okay.
20% of people will go without meat, first of all, and then it was only 15% of people looking to cut out the gluten as their first priority.
The gluten's really interesting. There's so many options these days. You can get gluten-free bread in a lot of restaurants, but I'll tell you a really funny story before we go on. I had dinner with Dan Pena in January, right? The $50 billion man, right? 72 years old, got his own castle, used to shoot big game for a living. And we're having dinner, and he orders a salad and asks for gluten-free toast. I almost fell off my chair. And I was like, what the hell's going on, Dan? And he's like, I just had knee surgery. I'm not able to move. And this is my new diet the last 30 days. I feel great, and I'm better than ever. I'm thinner than ever. And I was like, wow, old dog learning new tricks. So there is something here, folks, and you can make that change anytime. And all I say is play with it. Try it for one day and see how you feel is the best thing.
A few people, Aaron and Shireen included, saying that they're looking to give up bread, but a lot of people talking about coffee here.
Okay.
Sahiti is saying avoiding coffee is really difficult. Michael says he probably has a bit too much caffeine. Oscar as well saying less coffee would probably give him better breath and whiter teeth.
Yeah, look, coffee's a killer. When we were making our Ido Portal film, we were working really, really hard, about 8 weeks in a row, and it was here on a Sunday with Luis. And at one point, about 7 days before, I got into an argument about some scene we were going, and I almost threw the fan across the room. And I stopped myself and I realized that I had been pumping my head full of caffeine. I was drinking way too much coffee. The next day I stopped for 4 weeks, and it was an absolute game changer for me. And now I only have it for pre-workout, only to get me in the zone if I go train hard. Now I really stick to the tea in the morning. Sure, there are some amounts of caffeine there, but it doesn't have the hit that coffee does. So look, that's why it's part of our advanced quadrant there, and I really think if you need it, that goes for anything in your life, you need to try your life without it, because it shows it's an addiction, it's a crutch, and it's probably not serving you. So that's a very interesting thing that they're saying.
Well, talking about addiction there, Hamza says that his whole diet revolves around meat, but he's actually been thinking of going meatless next year.
You know, it's something that the more and more I hear about, the more and more I think about, but I try it myself, and my gut and my body, it just doesn't feel like eating that big steak. And I think, honestly, we don't trust our guts enough. And I used to pack in the biggest steak possible when I was out with all the bankers, and we would pour it down with the red wine, and the next day I'd feel ill, and I wouldn't know why. I'm telling you, I think it's time we really start thinking about a plant-based diet. I got nothing wrong if you want to eat meat. It's all good, but I find that when I cut it out, I feel lighter. I've got more energy. Today, I had eggs and I had 2 spinach salads, and I'm ready to crush right now. And I've already trained on that as well. I can train without eating any kind of carbs during the day. You get in this zone, you clean your body out where you don't expect these things, and I'm telling you, I'm unstoppable. I'm in better shape now than I was 20 years ago.
Brandon saying he'd be interested just to see his limits if you manage to achieve this for the year.
Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of times you won't even know where you'll be. And then in the next part here, I want to talk about movement and how it can really change your mind, your life, your outlook, everything. And look, let's face it, when you look at someone, you can pretty much tell what their diet is, right? I mean, you can see it in their face, you can see it in their skin, you can see who's healthy, who's overweight, who's not, and it exudes your energy and it just goes everywhere. I mean, really, you are what you eat. And the more we hear about from people like Dr. Michael Greger, as far as it preventing cancer, lung cancer, heart disease, diabetes, all of these things, it is the way forward.
Finally here from Harry in Kazakhstan, he is saying, on tea, is it better to drink green or white? And have you heard of mushroom tea?
Yeah, I've heard of mushroom tea. I know these 4 Sigma guys that Ferris talks about. Look, you know, with tea, I like to experiment with different kinds. I think green tea is one of the purest. I think it might not have caffeine in it. Other teas do, but I think tea is always a great option and unsweetened as well, and you don't really need anything in there. I think it's great to get your palate used to something that's not full of sugar and cream and all those kinds of things. So I play around with some Earl Grey. I'm in London, for God's sakes. We have Pu'er tea. We have our own London Real Maker Mode Pu'er tea. I love that because it's a great combination for the brain. I like to experiment lots of different kinds of teas. So play around with it, but again, just try restricting yourself from these things. Really important. Cool?
Sounds good.
All right, I'm going to jump back in here, folks. Again, that was You Are What You Eat. Really important stuff there. And again, play with this quadrant for the next 7 days and just try it out, and you'll see it's going to be a huge game changer. In the actual course itself, we put these eating practices into place for weeks and weeks and weeks. And seriously, you see people like their cheeks go in on the live calls, and everybody is much better looking at the end. This stuff really works, but it works for the brain as well. So let's talk about movements. Movement is so important, and incorporating a daily movement routine in your life is crucial. I learned so much about movement from Ido Portal, and he is the incredible genius when it comes to movement. He's also the trainer for the UFC champion, Conor McGregor, boxer, MMA fighter extraordinaire. But first, let's talk about the body. And one of my guests here named Elliot Holst said something to me when he was sitting in the chair. He said, Brian, the body is the mind. Think about that for a second. The body is the mind. It's really hard to understand what that means at first, especially for me. I walked around for most of my life where my body was just carrying my brain from one place to the other because my brain was in charge. I was the scientist. I went to MIT, I got the degree. I went to Wall Street and I traded and made money in my brain. And my body, who cares about the body? Let's abuse it. Let's drink whatever we want. Let's eat whatever we want. It just carries the brain around. But it was only later that I realized that my body would dictate what was going on in my mind and vice versa. And I don't believe there really is a separation. And so if you treat your body really, really well, you'll find your whole life is enriched. And this happens to me on a regular basis. When I'm moving, I get great ideas. My brain is relieved, and that's why I go ahead and move every day. So this isn't just about getting that 6-pack or that 8-pack in the mirror, which is also fun to look at as well, but it's not just about that. It's about incorporating it all into your lifestyle, your energy, your relationships, your success, your business. It's all about the body and the mind. And we know if we don't take care of our bodies, they're going to betray us. We know about the obesity. We know about depression. We know about heart disease, all coming from leaving your body on the sofa, watching Netflix, stuffing the Krispy Kremes in your face. It doesn't work very well. And so we know that we really need to adopt the body. I was, about 5 years ago, only using my body to lift weights. I was lifting big, and I was kind of the guy in the gym that was doing the squats and the bench presses and that. I was training a little bit of jiu-jitsu, but I hadn't really gotten to a movement routine until I met Ido Portal. And when Ido came into my life, my whole brain expanded, and he taught me that if you engage in creative movement patterns with your body and your brain, that there are so many things that happen. Because when you're just in the gym doing this or doing this or doing this on a treadmill, your brain isn't engaged. And so now every day of the week I move my body, but I also engage my brain. And so I think that is the fountain of youth. That is how when I'm going to be 76, I'm still going to be as in great of a shape and that much energy as when I'm 46. I'm just going to be always incorporating new movement routines. And that could be jiu-jitsu or dance or yoga or hand balancing or tai chi or swimming. I do all of these things and I love all of those things. And so that's why it's super important that you incorporate movement into your day and your life every single day. And in the morning at London Real Studios, after we have our stand-up meeting, we all move for about 5 minutes. And you can see that on Instagram. We post it sometimes. And everybody does something different. And today, I want to share with you something that Ido Portal has taught me. And it's something that we're going to do right now, live worldwide, that you can do every day, and something that really could save your life because it's a crucial component of how the body works. So let's go through this right now. It's called the spinal wave. And this is something that when I was in Israel, Ido taught me how to do, and I'm going to find something vertical to do this on. Of course, if you want to know more about this, of course, Ido has great videos out there, and I'll share you with something soon. But this is the basic tenet of the spinal wave. First of all, there's an old Chinese expression that says, you are only as old as your spine. And it's a fascinating concept because the spine is everything. And if you ever actually have a pain in your shoulder or in your leg or somewhere else, it's usually that part of the body protecting the spine. And that's why it seizes up or holds up, because it was actually protecting this over here. So the spine is everything, and it tells you about how you're doing very physically. And if you look at someone in the distance, how they're moving, you can almost tell what's wrong with their spine. You know, if they're going like this, or if it's an old man. And if someone really has an amazingly flexible spine, then they can do pretty much anything they want. And so that's what this is all about, getting that spine moving. And again, Ido showed me an amazing way. So this is what we're going to do, folks. Stand up wherever you are, I don't care what it is, and find a wall. Turn your laptop around or your computer. And I mean you, get up out of your chair right now, stand up and find a vertical surface, okay? If you don't have one, then just go ahead and stand there and I'll show you how to do it. I want you to get about 6 inches away from the wall, not very far, maybe even 4 inches away. And we're going to start with this, folks. We're going to start by putting our forehead only against the wall, all right? The next is we're going to put our nose only against the wall. Now my forehead is away from the wall. Next, we're going to put my chin there. Next, we're going to put my chest there. Then we're going to put my ribs and my belly and my hips. Now that my hips are touching, my nose is the furthest away from the wall now. And then, as I pull my hips off, I dive my forehead back in. Forehead, nose, chin, chest, ribs, abdomen, hips, and then back here. Head, nose, chin, chest, ribs, abdomen there. That is a wave. And if you see, I'm doing a wave with my spine. And this will only take you a couple weeks to get. But once you start getting to where you don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, you can get it to where it goes in this wave. And what you do is you do these spinal waves, and you do it for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. And what it does is it starts lubricating all of those vertebrae in your body. And it gets it to where you can almost go ahead and do everything. And you might have some pain at first or some pain somewhere, but just keep going through it and you're loosening that up. You can also go in reverse. So I can go this way. And I can go hips, belly, chest, ribs, chest, chin, neck like that. And I can go this way. And this actually makes my back feel even a little bit different. And if you watch the UFC fighter Conor McGregor, he does all this stuff in his morning routine, and he loves the spinal wave. And for me, you can catch me doing this pretty much everywhere. I do it on the sidewalk, I do it out in front of pod, and everybody walks by me and they think I'm crazy. And I could care less because my spine is much better than theirs. And so that is the spinal wave. And again, if you have any questions about that, go ahead and type that in. That alone, every day for about 5 minutes, is an amazing way to keep yourself lubricated and fit, and you can start playing around with it, and you can go side to side, and you can do all sorts of other variations. And that, folks, is the spinal wave, and that is what's going to keep you moving and fit and able to do anything the rest of your life. And it's an amazing, amazing exercise. And so that's just one of the exercises we do inside the program. We move every day of the week. So it's spinal waves one day, then it's yoga the next day, a dance routine the next day, Tai Chi, we do martial arts, swimming, movement, handstands, headstands, burpees, all of that stuff. And so I want to ask you a question. If you look at your 2018 and you could get to a point where you're actually moving every single day of the week, how would that change your life? How would that change who you are right now if you had a body that was functional, that could be worked out every day and could be challenged mentally? How would that change your life? And of course, if you have some of those new movement practices you'd like to try, throw those in the chat as well. Whether you want to be a swimmer, martial arts, jiu-jitsu, everybody here at London Real Studios is basically training jiu-jitsu now. Yoga, I'm doing yoga every single week. Swimming, I do swimming on Monday. So my routine looks like this. And I'll go ahead and type in the chat. First of all, the movement practices you want to adopt, but what would your life look like if you could actually move every single day for the next 6 months? Because that's what my students will be doing. They'll be moving every single day, and then come June or July, they'll be like, Brian, I've never felt this young in my life. I've never felt this good in my life. So tell me how you think you would feel. But my movement routine is this. Mondays, I'm swimming. You can see me on Instagram. I'm doing the butterfly stroke now. I never thought I'd be doing the butterfly. It's actually not that hard, and I've got a great teacher. Then I do yoga as well. On Tuesday, it's breakdancing. On Wednesday, I still lift. I do legs, I do kettlebell lunges, and I do a burpee and kettlebell swing routine. Got to keep the strength in your legs. Thursday, again, is breakdancing. Friday is jiu-jitsu. Saturday, I do hill sprints. I do a swim in the lake. And then on Sunday, I usually do some hand balancing as well. I have a new hand balancing instructor. That's me. There's no days off because I feel amazing after I train. I feel great. I have great ideas. And it allows me to just be functional all the time in my life. That, with my diet and all the other habits I have, just keep me going at 120% every minute of every day. So that's me. I want to check in with you guys. What do you think those new movement patterns that you want to incorporate in 2018 are? And how do you think your life would be different if you could move every single day? Seriously, Jan 1st, 2nd, 3rd, all the way up to June 30th. How do you think that would change who you are? It might change your relationships, your beliefs, your mentality. That's really what I'm thinking. What are people saying about this?
Brandon, who's a choreographer and dancer himself, he says he already moves daily, but he's thought back to before he started dancing and really feels it's like one of the keys to freedom of your own body.
Yeah, definitely. And Brandon, when it comes to that movement of daily, I would always ask you and everyone else, always try to find that new movement routine, that new pattern that you haven't done, something you're scared of, something that you're like, I don't know if I'd really want to do that, whether that's boxing or martial arts or a swim or a rock climbing, because I think we need to challenge the brain. Or as Ito said in our moving conversation, level 1 movement. That's where your brain is still figuring things out and you have failure and you get frustrated. That's why I love breakdancing, not the level 3 stuff. Because if you already know how to do something and you do it, that's just exercise. That, in my opinion, isn't a movement practice. So it's great to hear you say that, Brandon. And again, moving every day is the fountain of youth.
Sahiti says a combination week of spinal waves, swimming, dance routine, and high-intensity interval training sounds phenomenal.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And again, I always throw my high-intensity interval training in on Wednesday. It's great. I've got a great routine I do with kettlebell swings, kettlebell snatches, and burpees, and I do rounds just like a crazy CrossFitter. That's amazing. And of course, I still do strength in my legs. I still squat and do deadlifts and all that, but I just love those other challenging physical routines. So that's beautiful. And again, still curious, how do you think that would change your life if you could keep that up? Because again, a lot of people have kind of grand plans, and come January 15th, a lot of times it's gone.
Sumit says, I do cycling every day. what would you suggest they try?
You know, cycling's good. I don't have anything wrong with cycling, but sometimes cycling doesn't always get the workout you want. And again, it's level 3. You know how to pedal the bike every day. It doesn't challenge you mentally. If I said, okay, now do a handstand or a headstand, or go do some Tai Chi, or go into a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu no-gi class, you're gonna be like, ah, and that's a beautiful thing for the mind because it creates these entirely new neural pathways, and you'll find that you also start being more creative, you'll be more emotional, you'll be more connected. So I would love it if you try some new things, because that's the problem with cycling and even running. And for some people, dancing and other things is it can get very repetitive. That's the problem with most gyms. I hate going into gyms because they feel like morgues. There are people in there that are just brainless. They're not having fun, they're not creative, they're not exploring, they're not expressing themselves. That's why I much prefer a jiu-jitsu dojo, a boxing ring, a dance studio, all that stuff, because it requires you to just be challenged all the time.
Hamza says, what about moving only like Ido, i.e. having no high-intensity interval training? But Ido's always mixing it up, right?
Yeah, Ido's mixing it up, and Ido does legs as well. And look, I have no problem. If you want to move every single day like Ido, I mean, that's never going to get old. And Ido knows how to gamify it and play with it. But he also does strength moves. You see him doing a lot of prehab stuff with weights. You know, he also makes sure he maintains the body as well. So look, you don't have to do the hard cardio or the weights. But I think even Ido says that when he gets a chance to squat, he squats, because that stuff is important. To be honest, I don't do upper body weightlifting anymore. I do pull-ups because it's fun and I like to hang, but I don't do any bicep curls or bench press anymore. And I haven't really lost the muscle mass. That's the weird thing, or I don't care anymore. But everything just works because I'm using it all the time for my body movement, for my swimming, those kinds of things. So I think it all comes down to the movie we made, Just Move. That's the most important thing to do. The endorphins flow. You get a movement culture. You're around cool people. You get the right ideas. But just don't let yourself have the excuse not to move. But you need a lot of times some accountability and a tribe of people that will move with you. And that a lot of times is the missing ingredient.
Axel sums it up here. He says, the more you move, the more you want to move, the better you sleep, and the better your body is ready for the day.
Perfect way to say it. Again, sleep comes with this. There was an amazing woman named Pascale that was in our movie with Ido Portal, Just Move. And if you want to watch that later, just YouTube Ido Portal. It's the first thing that comes up. She's in a wheelchair, right? And she moves every day. She's at the Ido Portal studio in Tel Aviv climbing up ropes. She's doing planches. She is moving every single day. And she said, move because you can. You know, move because one day you might not be able to move, and it's addictive. And once you don't allow yourself the excuse, once you choose, I'm not going to be a sedentary American and drive my car everywhere and never move. Once I choose that I'm not going to be like everybody else down at the pub, and I'm just going to go move every day, and just because not everyone's doing it yet doesn't mean it's not the thing that you need to be doing. And again, experiment, have fun with it. Do lizard walks, do animal walks. I love all of that stuff, so really play with it. Cool? All right, let's get back to point number 3. Let me get this diagram out of the way. I hope everybody enjoyed those spinal waves. I was really feeling that. I've gotten quite good at them. Do we have the spinal wave video? Do we need to play that video? Yeah? Should we play that? Before we go on, let me just show you Ido Portal teaching me spinal waves. It's from our movie, and you can really see what I'm talking about with that flow. You can also see me learning spinal waves. I'm no good at it. So if you're having a hard time, I used to be no good at it. It comes with practice. So check this out.
This is about fine motor control, terminology, movement terminology, the control of the body, the articulation, the separation for the sake of integration later on, for the sake of improvisation later on. Good. If I was a yoga teacher, I would say one wave, a whole world, or something like this. But it was one wave. It's the same wave, and you can use it in multitude of ways to go in, out, and you don't have mastery of that wave unless you can actually use it in a variety of ways. It's an archaeological wave, yeah? Where do we come from? From where? You should know. Yeah, from there. The life start there. So evolutionary, our spine is coming from there. We still have that fluidity. We have it. It's a reason. You have it. That's it. It's like people don't respect the fact that they received something. I have a leg. I use it. I have a spine, I use it. Most people don't respect it. So when do they respect it? They hit the wall. You fuck up your spine by sitting, by not moving, by not oscillating. By the time it's fucked up, now you want it back. Life does this to you. Life asks you, do I have something in my eye?
Those were good times with Ido. I love that whole movie. I love that whole experience. And again, movement changed my life. And I will be moving until the day I die, which at this point is going to be at least another 100 years. So get your movement sorted. Make sure you're with a peer group that'll help you move every single day next year. All right, I want to get to the final point here. I want to hit you with something that you can use right now. This is the funnest part of this entire masterclass, but you have to be sitting down for this to happen because, again, if this is your first time, it might hit you like a ton of bricks. I'm going to share with you some very special intellectual property. Now, a lot of people talk about eating. A lot of people talk about movement. People even talk about sleeping. Rarely does anyone talk about breathing. Breathing is one of the most fundamental, one of the most necessary things we have to do as humans, and yet a lot of us forget about it. We have shallow breaths, we hold our breath, but we never really use our breath in an intelligent way. And to be honest with you, I never thought breathing could get you to the next level. And I still remember 5 years ago when I did my ayahuasca experiences and I was telling people about them, I met some guy and he said, oh, you can have similar experiences breathing. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry, what ayahuasca ceremony were you in? Because I see dragons and lizards and all sorts of other kind of things. That doesn't happen when I breathe. And he said, oh no, you can. And I just dismissed it. And I said, okay, maybe that's just some weirdo. And then I started having guests on London Real that talked about breathing. And I've had lots of them. And I started playing with it. And I realized they were right. You can immediately change your state through breathing. Most people don't know how and don't even know they have the power to do it, and it's right here. It's like being your own drug dealer. It's crazy, the power of oxygenating your own blood. And I want to walk you through it right now. So if you're ready to do this with me, type yes in the chat right now, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about this whole concept of breathing. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to do 5 rounds of this London Real conscious breathing. And I'm going to walk you through it. And again, I want you to be seated down. If this is your first time, I'm going to be standing, but even I think I should probably hold on to something because this really will change your state. What we're going to do is we're going to hyper-oxygenate our blood through rapid breathing, and we're going to see that we can actually kind of hold our breath for a long time. We're going to repeatedly do this, and we're going to feel the change in the state of our body. This is a tool we can use for a long, long time to come. One thing I must warn you, do not mix breathing and water activities. Let me repeat, do not do the breathing inside the water. I love swimming. I love going into cold water, but I don't mix my breathing in the water. And the truth is that even seasoned professionals, when they do this, they black out underwater, they can drown, and it has happened. So just don't do it. Separate them. I jump into the ice, I come out, I do my breathing on land. So this is the deal, folks. We're going to go through this breathing exercise. We're going to be doing 30 breaths. And we're going to go 5 rounds of 30 breaths. And it's going to go a bit like this. I want you to breathe the air into your body fast, and then I want you to exhale it fast. And again, it doesn't matter how you get the air in. As one of my guests said, any hole will do, just get it in. So it could be your nose, your mouth, whatever. It's none of my business, but get the air in and get it back out. It will look something like this. I think that was about 4 or 5 breaths. So I'm getting the oxygen in, and I'm going to do that for 30 breaths, and I'll count them out here for you. All right, I'm already feeling that. When we're done with that, we're going to exhale. And we're going to hold the breath exhaled for probably about a minute all together around the world. Then we're going to inhale. And we're going to hold that for about a minute, and then we're going to go into round 2. And we're going to do round 3 and round 4 and round 5. Does that make sense? Just type yes. And again, try to go with me on this. You might feel yourself getting a little dizzy or whatever, but try to go with me for those 5 rounds. And again, just get the air in and just get the air out. It's fairly simple. All right? So here we go, folks. We're going to do 5 rounds of this entire conscious breathing by London Real, and we're going to give this a try. All right? Is everybody ready here? Here we go. 5 rounds, 30 breaths each, and it's going to go like this. All right? Here we go. Exhale and hold. And now we're going to inhale and hold. And you might feel your fingers a little tingly or your head. It's okay. And let's go into round 2. Exhale and hold. It's round 2. That's great. You're doing good. Might feel your fingers a little tingly. Might feel your head spinning. It's okay. Keep exhaled. And you'll feel you can hold your breath longer because you're hyperoxygenated. And we can breathe in and hold. And let's go into round 3. And exhale and hold. You're doing great. That's round 3. Keep exhaled. You'll feel tingly. Might feel a little buzz. It's okay. And we'll inhale. And we'll go into round 4. Exhale and hold. You might hear a little ringing in your ears, a little buzzing. You might be talking to some aliens. It's okay. Keep exhaled. Again, you can hold your breath for quite a long time, get a lot of oxygen. And we just got one more round left. It's a great way to get present. And we inhale. And we'll go big on this last round. I forget how much fun this is. Okay, last round, let's go big. hold. That's why you sit down, so you stay balanced here. I do this at all of our live events. It's always so much fun. And again, we'll inhale and hold it. And exhale when you want. And you can be there in your thoughts and just kind of relax now and just note how you feel. Most likely you're not thinking about any of the nonsense in your life. You're very present. Your anxiety has dropped. You're very focused. You can think about the future. You can think about 2018, what you want to accomplish, what your life would look like, what it would look like with that tribe of people that are helping you get to the next level, and you're crushing it. You got your diet sorted. You got your movement practice. Your business is sorted, your relationships are on point, you got that mindset, you're indestructible. Anything that comes in your way, you're just handling it. All your friends and family, what's wrong with you? What changed? I've never seen you on your game. All of this stuff is in your future, and just visualize it. And while you're thinking about that right now, just go ahead and type in, how did that make you feel? How could you incorporate that into your life? You know, if you could get this kind of focus, do you see a vision of where you want to be in 2018? Go ahead and type that in. And if you could get this present and this focus whenever you want, like, you know, what would your life look like? What are some of the problems you could leave behind, you know? There's nothing negative about this routine. All those toxic feelings and relationships and negativity you might have in your head, you might tell yourself, other people tell you, you can just leave that behind. So just type in there, how'd that make you feel? And how could that practice maybe change your life in the future? And just really curious to see how you feel about that, what's going on. I use this whenever I have the chance. I use this in the morning a lot of times. I do this at all of our live events, and people come away just amazed that they can get that inside their own personal state. What did that take us? 4 minutes? 4 minutes. So if you're ever at that time where you have anxiety or stress or someone's bothering you or you're depressed or you can't get up for that workout that day, go into that breath and then boom, you can be back to exactly who you want to be. And so just curious, I want to check in with you and find out, how did that make people feel? Do they think they could use that as a tool to take their life to the next level? And did some people even visualize that 2018, what they look like when they're absolutely crushing their goals? They've got that peer group to take them to the next level. They're getting the new promotion, the new relationship, the new body. What are people saying?
People really enjoyed that, Brian. We have Brian saying this is way better than drinking. Julianne
Right?
says better than any drugs. Sasha said made her feel full of love.
Yeah, that's very powerful.
Jan says focused, super cool. Linda saying she's loving it. She feels clear and hopeful.
Yeah, no, those are all amazing. And that's all inside you. And again, it is better than drinking because there's no hangover, there's no toxic substances, and it's really more of you. So when you're saying you feel love, that means that's inside of you and it's trying to get out. So this is a great way to kind of raise your frequency, find kind of your true mission and your true calling, and then you can then take action on it. And honestly, I think that's what a lot of these habits do. They pull out what your real mission and purpose is in life, and then you can go do it because it allows you to be more of you and not let your body and your diet and your other things pull you down. So yeah, just curious if there's any other comments there.
Andy says it really rocks, changed my outlook on life and got me comfortable with cold exposure as well.
Okay, good, yeah.
Gina says, I feel like I know who I can be in 2018.
Yeah, you know, I just got a whole vision there of what I could be and what everyone in the academy could be and what London Real could be and everybody here as the team. It just felt so clear to me and I felt so powerful, like I can do it. As opposed to sometimes, you know, you get negative feelings like, oh, I can't do this, I can't go to the gym, I can't get. For me, it all looked doable and I can see exactly how I'm gonna do it and how I'm gonna get everybody there. It's all so clear and I'm positive we can do it together. That's what I just saw. Any other comments?
David just saying energized and light. Axel says he feels completely present and positive. And Rosa says it's an incredible feeling of tranquility.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. And you know, you have this now in your arsenal. So that's our gift to you. But again, incorporate this into your routine. Try it in the morning. You could do 3 cycles. You can play around with it. You can go big, you can go small. But just try it every day to get you in the right mindset. I do mine usually on a Saturday as well. Sometimes I mix in a few other things and it just gets me clear and gets me super focused. Yeah? Good. So the real question is that these are all incredible habits, and we have things like our movement, and we have things like a new diet and a new eating philosophy, and we've got this breathing. And these are amazing high-performance habits. But the real question is how can you make sure you actually incorporate them into your life? And so the problem a lot of times is that we know where we want to go. Right? We all know we want that relationship. We all know we want to be more successful, start our own business. We want that body that looks good and feels good. We know we need to eat right, but we don't know how to get there. We don't know how to get from step A to step B, and we've tried so many times before. We've started the new year and the new you, and it lasts for a few weeks, and little do you know, it's a year later, and you're thinking, what were my resolutions last year? What were your resolutions last year? Did you manage to get them? Or did it manage to slip back even further? Because the truth is we're going to get a year older. We'll probably get a little bit heavier, a little more sedentary, maybe passed over at work, maybe meet a peer group that's not as positive unless we take action to get it to the next level. And so what's really needed is a blueprint of the high performance habits that you know are going to get you from step A to step B. But the missing ingredient is the accountability. How do you know that you're actually going to do the things that you need to do to become the person that you want to be? And that doesn't exist out there. And you've probably tried those 2-day seminars. You've probably bought an online course, or you've bought a book or a podcast, or you've hired a personal trainer or a life coach. And those things work for a little while and then they fall apart. A personal trainer can only follow you 1 or 2 or 3 hours a week. There's 24 hours in a day. The thing is it doesn't really work. And you can tell your spouse and your kids and your friends, oh, this year is going to be different. If you catch me drinking, I want you to punch me. But the truth is that accountability doesn't really work. And so I knew this was true. And for years, London Reelers were coming to me and saying, Brian, look at the way you've changed. You dress differently, you eat differently, you move differently. You've got this strong mindset. You're building a great business. You've got strong relationships. You're doing affirmations, gratitude, low media diet, all of these things. You're making yourself indestructible. How can we do that too, Brian? And so a year ago, I came up with a formula of 18 high-performance habits because, like I said before, there are no high-performance people, just high-performance habits. And I created something called advanced habit stacking, where I put the right ones at the right time to build you up over the course of 6 weeks, where you have 18 habits you're doing in the same day after 6 weeks. And you don't even realize you took them on. And by then, you're doing everything right in your life and you become like a superhero. And the way we did it was by adding in accountability, or what we like to call triple-tiered accountability. And this is where you go through this process with a tribe. It's like a Navy SEAL unit of 100 other people around the world, and they all have the same goal as you, to be the best they can be. How many people in your life right now want to be the best they can be? Be honest. Is it your family? Is it your friends? Or are they just happy to be mediocre? And let me ask you another question. Are they happy for you to be just mediocre? They say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are you hanging out with? I'm offering a chance to hang out with 100 motivated people who want to take their lives to the next level and to be mentored by me. And you know I want to take my life to the next level, and to be with team leaders. And so we created this accountability system that makes sure that you do what we say you're going to do. Because we all go through this as a unit. We watch video modules, we upload our assignments, and we hold every single person accountable. And that's why we have a 96% completion rate. So if you decide tonight to pull the trigger, to change your life, and to join me on this course, and the decision is yours, I will guarantee you will get there. It's that simple, because we have created something that's absolutely amazing. It's called the London Real Life Accelerator, and it's a 6-week accountability boot camp where I take a group of about 100 people from around the world through these stages, and I drag them through kicking and screaming across the goal line if I have to. And it's amazing the transformations that take place. You literally will not recognize the person you are 42 days later. And I'm telling you, your friends and family and coworkers will not know what you did because you will transform that much. And we put it all together in 6 video modules where I teach you 3 high-performance habits every week. There are workbooks that go along with those modules. You've got 2 hours of live calls every week, just like this, except I get to talk to you on a Zoom call software, and I walk you through the basics. I critique you on what you've been doing that week. I've looked at your meditation video and something looks wrong. Your affirmations weren't right, and I'm just like, what's going on there? I need this to be better or worse, and I'm watching you the whole way. And so we start on January 2nd, we're finished by February 11th, and then we've got 12 months of accountability to take you into 2019 and to absolutely crush it. And here are some of the things that I'm going to be teaching you on this course. And of course, we'll put the link up now if you want to join us. Module 1 is Master the Mind. This is where we go straight in and get you that meditation habit that you've always wanted but never done. I'm going to make sure you meditate every single day for 6 weeks, no matter what. Next, we're going to go in with a gratitude practice. I do this every single day, and it's an absolute game changer. And of course, we're going to complete it with the low media diet. Folks, we're turning off those push notifications. We're shutting down the time we spend on YouTube and Netflix and all that nonsense. We're cutting off social media, and we're going to spend the time working on ourselves, taking our lives to the next level. That is what we do in only week 1. Week 2 is called Hone Your Mindset. Now, we set you the tools to give you superhuman confidence. I also instill what we call a GTD mindset. I show you how to get things done, how to capture your ideas, how to put them in place, how to set goals and move them forward. And I also introduce you to the powerful practice of affirmations and how you're going to have one for every single one of your life goals. And finally, you're going to take extreme ownership of your life and everything in it. Module 2 is highly effective, and it gets your mind in the right place so we can go into Module 3, which is you are what you eat. Now we're going deep into the London Real Eating Quadrant, and we're going to be doing this every single day for the rest of the course. That's 4 weeks of eating healthy every day. When was the last time you did that? The answer is never. You're going to be choosing gluten-free, sugar-free, vegetarian, intermittent fast. You might go full-on ketosis one day. You might kill the caffeine one day. You might go vegan. You might do a water fast, 24 hours of no eating. You are going to feel in the best shape of your life. You're going to have so much energy. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And you're going to take that into Module 4, which is Move or Die. Now I'm going to get you to move every single day. You're going to incorporate new movement practices into your life. I will have you dancing, doing yoga, doing hand and head balancing, doing animal movement, Ido Portal spinal waves. You're going to be swimming. You're going to be rolling jujitsu. You're going to be doing new movement practices every single day, and you're going to continue these throughout the course. I'm going to show you active meditation by Elliot Holst. We're going to go into the breathing even further. Move or Die is a game-changing module, but I'm not done. Module 5 is all about strengthening your inner circle. Folks, life all comes down to relationships. Your life is the sum of your relationships. Tell me, how are your relationships right now? A lot of them are toxic. Some of the ones that give you the most strength, you ignore. A lot of times you treat your friends and your family like doormats. No longer. We're going to find your inner circle of strong relationships, and we're going to invest in them. They're your base and your core. Without my family and my friends, I couldn't do any of this at London Real. I'm constantly investing back into them. But it doesn't stop there. We're going to go and find those 3 toxic relationships in your life. You know who they are. Your mother-in-law, your brother, your sister, that friend that just constantly says, oh, 2018, you know you're not going to crush it. Oh, you want to take an online course? Those never work for you. Why don't you just go to the pub? Let's go get a pizza together, and let's just hang out and be mediocre. You know those people in your life. They don't want you to become better because it makes them look bad. They think they're going to lose you. They don't like it when you change. And here's the real truth. Even you don't like it when you change. And so that's why we're going to strengthen these relationships. We're going to chop out the toxic ones. This, all of my students report to me, is the most transformational module of the whole course. It's an absolute game changer. And finally is Module 6, Plan Your Winning Future. I'm going to show you how to introduce stoic wisdom into your life so you play the long game in life. I'm also going to give you a fail-proof blueprint for the next 12 months, and I'm going to give you monthly accountability calls, and I'm going to give you a team of people that are going to hold you accountable to continue being the same awesome person all the way into 2019, because I leave no man or woman left behind. And that is what's incredible about this course. It's not over in 42 days. You're going to keep these habits going, and I'm telling you, you don't know where this is going to take you. And so the reason this course works is because I have figured out something called advanced habit stacking. And so what it is it's a blueprint of those 18 high-performance habits put in the right order. To be honest, if we did a meditation at the end, it wouldn't work. If we did relationships in the beginning, it wouldn't work. So we put them together in a very specific order, and we've stacked them on top of each other. So the benefit is actually exponential. But it's more than that. We have a triple-tiered accountability system. I have 12 live calls throughout the entire course. I look at you in the eye, I see what you're doing wrong, and I give you feedback. You have my personal mentoring. We also have a private Facebook group where you will be uploading videos every single week. You'll be talking to your fellow classmates. You'll be giving them advice. You really open up about your weaknesses, about your goals, about your strengths and your weaknesses. It's absolutely amazing. And of course, you have 24/7 email support from me and my team. Any question you have, we answer immediately, and that is how we are able to get you the things that you need to have. We have 2 calls. We have a keynote call on Tuesday, and we have a workshop call on Sunday, and you also have individual team leaders for an extra touch point. And on top of all that, we also have a graduation ceremony here in London. It's optional. You don't have to come, but if you want, you can come and meet these people that you have accomplished amazing things with. These people will become like family. They will become your future business partners. The people from our course a year ago are still best friends with each other. We even had a marriage proposal with people in there. I'm telling you, the network alone is worth the price of this course. It's that powerful. And you can come to London in February 16th to 18th. Graduation, you can come to the world headquarters. We've got interviews here in London Real Studios. We've got a dinner, a walking tour. It's absolutely amazing. Now, I have the proven blueprint to get you to the next level, and I've got the system to do it. But there's one problem. I can't do the work for you. But if you show up and you trust me and you meet me halfway, I guarantee I will change your life. And I have done that to hundreds and hundreds of students. 96% of our graduates actually finish the course and they transform their lives. And so that is why you need to pull the trigger and join me on this incredible course. And if you do on this call, I've got 2 amazing bonuses for you worth $2,000. The first is a special fireside chat I had with the championship boxer Chris Eubank. He talks about obsession and how he focused in his life to get him all of those championship boxing belts. It's worth $1,000. People paid to be in the room with him, and it's yours free if you join tonight. And on top of that, I've got another amazing, incredible workshop done by Philip McKernan. It's called Create a Life That Means Something. It was a special workshop done with only 30 people here at London Real Studios. It's worth $1,000, and I'm giving you that for free tonight, but you have to pull the trigger while you're on the call right now. And again, folks, this is the story. I can only take you so far. At some point, you have to trust me. You have to trust London Real. For the last 6 years, we've been watching our videos. You've seen the hundreds and hundreds of students that have come through and been successful. Now all you have to do is pull the trigger. You have to say, you know what? I know that if I keep doing the same things, I'm not going to get a different result. That's the definition of insanity. But if you change your game, you will have a 2018 that will be absolutely incredible. And so the price of the program, or I call it the investment, because this is an investment in your future. You will get a 10 times or 100 times return on this investment. Let me say that again. You will probably get 100 times your money back by incorporating these habits, by that amazing relationship, that amazing business opportunity, that life that was led better. And so again, if you join us tonight, the basic package is for $1,997. And if you go ahead and join that now, then you will get everything that I described here in this course, and your life will absolutely transform. If for some reason you need smaller payments, we have a 12-part payment plan. Over 12 months, it's $197 each payment. That will get you in the door. So all you need to do is find $197, and literally you can click on the link, you can be in the private Facebook group, you can meet your tribe, and you can have module 1 in the next 60 seconds. All you have to do is pull that trigger. And again, if you can't find $197 from someone that knows you need this transformation, I don't believe you. And so that is on there. But if you decide to pay in full, I've got 2 bonuses tonight. So if you pay in full, I'm giving you these. First is Dan Pena live at the Ritz. This is 6 hours of Dan Pena at the Ritz here in London through a small group of entrepreneurs, 30 people that flew in from around the world, paid $2,000 each to watch the old man go crazy. Dan will get you fired up for 2018. 6 hours of video, my gift to you for free if you decide to join us and pay in full tonight. And also, I'm giving you a video kickoff call with me. I will go over your story, your life, and I'll find out what are the areas you need to work on. Is it your diet, your relationships, or your movement practice? So you get a live video kickoff call with me if you pay in full tonight. And of course, there's other options. You can have the premium version where you get to be on my team, or you can have the Inner Circle package where you get 6 months of private mentoring by me when the course is over. And if you click the link, that's all described there. But I believe in this course so much. I know that this will take you to the next level. I'm so convinced that this will change your life that I am prepared tonight to give you a 60-day money-back guarantee because I leave no man or woman left behind. So it removes the risk because if you join me tonight, if you pull the trigger and join me on this incredible adventure and you come to the calls and you do the work, and if at the end you're not 100% absolutely satisfied that this didn't transform your life, you can have your money back. No questions asked. So there you go. I just removed the final thing that might have kept that lizard brain in the back, the one that keeps you safe, the one that thinks everything in life is scary, that just wants you to pass on your DNA and then slowly sneak into the grave. That lizard brain is the one that tells you to play it safe. But the frontal cortex knows life is lived by taking risks. Life is lived by surrounding yourself with winners, with people who want to take you to the next level. That's what you know is true. And now there's no risk. So you can jump in tonight. You can pull the trigger and join me. But I need you to make that final leap. But I guarantee you will pass. I guarantee you will graduate. And I guarantee you will be a completely new person or your money is back. And so that is what I'm offering you tonight. To recap, it's 6 video modules. Each one has 3 videos in it, so it's 18 videos of instruction. We have a workbook. We have a private Facebook group. We have an accountability doc where we can see everyone's work, and it makes sure you do the work. You have 2 hours of live calls every single week. You've got an incredible community of people all around the world who want to take their game to the next level. And we have 24/7 support from you on email, on Facebook chat, and all of that. If you enroll today, you get Chris Eubank on Obsession and Phil McKernan Create a Life That Means Something, but you have to join right now on this call. And of course, if you pay in full, you get Dan Pena live at the Ritz, an incredible $1,000 value of 6 hours of Dan Pena telling you to step your game up. And of course, you get the video kickoff call with me, my personal help with you on taking you to the next level. And so that's what I'm offering you tonight. Again, this will be oversold. There are people trying to get into this course. Then some people are like, Brian, will you ever offer this again? The truth is, in a year from now, we might offer this, but we might also not be offering it again. We might go on and only offer this to companies in the future. So this is really what we want to do, but I want to answer some of your questions now and find out if people have any questions about the program. But this is an absolute game changer, the Life Accelerator. And I'll be honest, Julian, I love teaching this course. We had our first tattoos came from this course about a year ago, because this changed people's lives so much. And you remember in the Facebook group, I started seeing videos of people putting London Real tattoos on their body, and I was like, oh my gosh, I knew this was an effective course, but I didn't realize that London Real had changed people's lives that much. This is the kind of transformation these people go through. Last night, we had Susan and George here, and they talked about, this is a year later, their lives have transformed just because of this 6 weeks. So I'm curious what kind of questions people have and what's happening inside here.
Yeah, it's really incredible what people can achieve in just 6 weeks. Harry here is saying, I'm thinking of joining, but I'm already dabbling in too much self-help programs.
The problem is this, is that there's a lot of programs out there, but the truth is that no one does accountability like we do. Nobody. And nobody gets up there 2 hours a week and pounds this stuff into you live like me. The call on Tuesday is from the world headquarters. The call on Sunday is from my home, yeah, where my children play. I'm there because I want you to be successful. There's nobody out there that's going to guarantee you results in 42 days. I'm sorry, it's just not true. The average completion of an online course is 5%, which means most people are wasting their money. And I'll be honest, Harry, is it Harry? There's no course that's going to change your life in 42 days like ours. I'll take the Pepsi challenge against anybody out there. So honestly, save your money or join us and try this out. And if after 6 weeks you don't agree with me, you have no risk. So I must say this one thing. At this point, I've given the payment plan option. There is a money back guarantee. You know London Real backs up what we say. 6 years of giving you the greatest content in the world. You've seen my transformation, London Real's transformation. If you haven't pulled the trigger now, you need to look yourself up in the mirror and say, wait a second, what am I doing? Am I sabotaging myself? Do I not want to be successful? Because I'm giving you every reason to pull the trigger and join us. And again, like I said earlier, I don't believe you can't come up with $197. You can be resourceful. You can ask a friend, a family. You can do anything, not buy Christmas presents. This will change your game. And I had someone the other day say, Brian, I can't, I'm broke. And I'm like, yeah, you know why you're broke? Because you have the same bad habits. And a year from now, you're going to be more broke. So again, what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing and expecting a different result. If you want to get out of that rut, if you really want to change your life, you have to make an investment in yourself. I'm giving you this once in a lifetime opportunity. And again, this is an investment. You will get 100 times this return over the next 5-10 years of your life if you put this stuff in practice. Even one of these habits will take you to the next level. And so that's why no one does what we do out there. What I've taken all the courses. I buy everyone's course. What they do, they tell you a lot of stuff and they send you some videos and then maybe they have a private Facebook group and that's it. But there's nobody that checks on your results every single day. Week 2, I'll be like, Harry, you haven't done your meditation? I haven't seen the video, where is it? No, where is it? And on the live call, I'll be like, where are you at, buddy? That way, when that excuse comes, and you know it's gonna come in week 3, oh, my grandma's sick. Sorry, that was the gong out there. Someone just joined us. So there's a gong out there, and then we hit the gong every time someone joins, and I just heard it. So someone's just pulled the trigger. Was it you? It probably wasn't you, but it's someone just like you who just decided, you know what? I'm sick and tired of the same results. I'm sick and tired of losing, and I just want to win. And I'm giving you the chance to just pull the trigger. And again, if you want to get out of that rut, if you want to stop being poor and out of shape, or have toxic relationships, or not get that promotion, or have a bad mindset, or be negative with yourself, you have to change something up. And you have to make an investment in you and in us. And again, like I said, you and all the time, I invest in people that invest in us. That's why I don't give scholarships. I believe when you give something to someone, they don't value it anymore. But when you invest in this course, it's actually doing you a favor. Because when you pay that $19.97, I know you're going to be there and you're going to do it. And that gets you to the next level. So again, if you don't invest, this won't actually happen for you. Other questions?
That was Jim who just joined us.
Jim, welcome very much. Thanks for joining us, Jim. Look, you're going to go right now into this private Facebook group. Inside there are going to be people like the other 3,000 people on the Facebook group, but these people pulled the trigger. These people had enough. And they're like, you know what, Brian? I'm going to stop talk about changing my life. I'm actually going to do it. And some people said to me, Brian, I got all the information. I'm going to do it myself in January. And I'm like, okay, homie. But I know you're not. I know that 99% of the people will find an excuse to fail. Oh, my kid got sick. Oh, my knee hurts, so I'm going to stop training. Really? Your upper body? I won't let you get away with that. Oh, my grandma's in the hospital. Really? So you're going to stop with your positive mindset? All that stuff is nonsense, and you're going to allow it to stop that. And I'm going to make sure you don't. That's the difference between this course, is the accountability.
Emil is asking, do you have any interviews from people who had been on the course before?
Yes, if you click on that page, you'll go through, and I think there's someone else that's just joined us. You'll go through on the page, I think there's 15 testimonials of all of the people that have graduated, or a bunch of the people that have graduated. So you can watch, each interviews are 20 or 30 minutes, so you can watch all of those. Honestly, you can watch all of that stuff. I honestly think sometimes watching another piece of video or researching something is just research is procrastination in disguise. So look, we've got all the success stories. You can watch them on that page. All the videos are at the bottom. You can also search YouTube, London Real Life Accelerator, and you'll see all of these interviews. So you can see all of those. But the truth is that it's time to pull the trigger, folks. It's time to go with your gut and say, you know what? I have a good feeling about these guys. I really trust the curriculum. I looked at their stuff that they've done. I've seen Brian's movies with Ido. I've seen Brian's movies with Dorian Yates. I know what his graduates do, and I'm just going to pull the trigger and take the chance. There's another graduate signing up. These people are changing their lives, folks. And again, this class is going to be closed probably within the next 12 hours. And I always get that email about 3 days from now, and someone says, oh, I was on a business trip. Do you still have the space open? And I'm like, we're full. Because when we fill up this course, I close it down. And the next opportunity is going to be in 2019. Other questions?
There was Eamon and Christoph who pulled the trigger there.
Eamon pulled the trigger. Eamon, you've been in the Facebook group and you've been a tourist for the last week. You've been on all my Facebook Live calls and I'm like, Eamon, stop being a tourist. And for some of you that don't know what a tourist is someone that goes to a brand new place and they get there and it's like, wow, this is amazing. They take a bunch of pictures and they're like, wow, this is a cool place. Look at all these high performance habits and look at this new diet. And then they go home back to their crappy life and they don't do anything. That's a tourist. I don't like working with tourists. I like working with people that want to go on the ride, that want to change their game, and they want to pull the trigger and invest in themselves. Eamon, you just won today. You're going to go in. You're going to meet this incredible group of people from around the world. They're your new peer group. They want to be the very best. Imagine surrounding yourself with 100 people that want to be the best and are not going to sleep until you're the best. Then you're going to get Module 1, and you're going to have that first live call with me on January 2nd at 7 o'clock London time, baby. We're going to kick this off. So you made the right call. What are some of the other questions people are asking?
Chris is saying, when is the first payment on that payment plan?
So payment plan, boom, starts tonight because you got to lock in the course. So boom, that's how it happens. $197. That's all you need to lock your spot in now before this gets closed out. You also get, of course, the bonuses for tonight and everything. That gets you there, and then every month from now, it's $197. If you pay early, then you can make those payments early whenever you want. If you pay in full, you save $367, and you get the 2 bonuses. But again, if you can't come up with $197 to change your life, I don't believe you. Everyone's got access. Everyone's got things they can do. It's Christmas time. So if you really want to change your life, you can make this happen. And anything else, there's probably something inside you that's sabotaging you. And again, gotta ask yourself why, and I think we can help you with that. Because once you start putting these things into place, you'll find that you love being a winner and you wanna win, 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 and win more.
Leonard asking, are you on the live calls?
Yes, I run the live calls just like this. I'm going off, I'm on fire, and you're all there on this Zoom software. And later, if we get a chance, I might get you on a Zoom call so you can see what the software is like. I can talk to you, you can talk to me. I can see if you're sleeping, I can see if you have good posture, I can see you moving. So that happens on Tuesday and on Sunday.
Peter says, I'm sick and tired, I know what to do, but he just doesn't do it. What should he do?
Peter, you gotta pull the trigger, buddy. I'm giving you every single thing right now. You gotta pull up those big boy pants and you gotta step up to the plate and you gotta do this. I am making this so easy. The link is there. All you have to do is click it and say, wait a second. I trust Brian. I know he gets results. I trust London Real. They always deliver the best. This is all true. And I'm gonna go for it. And if I'm wrong, I'll get my money back. So come on, Peter. I'm gonna make sure you transform. This is probably the best chance you're gonna have the rest of your life of someone like me that's gonna go all in on you. Seriously, that's never gonna happen otherwise. And the problem is if you don't take this chance, if you don't put these habits in your life, you're gonna fall back even further. Every year, your body's gonna get worse. Your movement practice is gonna get worse. Your relationships are gonna get worse. Your mindset's gonna get worse. You're gonna get ground into the ground. And you're gonna be like one of those old men. Another person just joined. You'll be like one of those old men or old ladies that are beaten down by life. F that. I'm getting more excited about life every single year. We're taking people to the next level. Come join us. Come join us.
That's Linda.
Linda just joined. Awesome, Linda. Linda, you pulled the trigger. A lot of people here, they're still looking and they want to research some things. And honestly, you can go watch 50 testimonial videos or 100 videos of my successful students. You can go do it. That's fine. But I think you're doing that because it's procrastination, because you don't want to step up to the plate. And a lot of people know they want to step up, but they're even scared of themselves. A lot of times, like I said, the lizard brain wants to keep you safe, and you don't want yourself to change because you don't know what's going to come. It's the fear of the unknown. Oh, I might fail. But the truth is you might win, and you will win, and you're going to be with this incredible group of people. I'm telling you, the people alone are worth the price of this course.
Dave's asking about those 2 bonuses you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
What were they?
So the 2 bonuses, I had a special fireside chat in front of a private audience with the world championship boxer, Chris Eubank, and he spoke about obsession. There's another person joining us. I'm telling you, this class is filling up. How many spaces we got left? This was going to be closed out tonight for sure. So Chris Eubank talked about obsession, and he talked about how he stayed focused to become the world champion boxer in so many different divisions. And he talks about how you need to be obsessed on becoming a better version of you. And it's an amazing piece of video. that you can have that'll just get you ready to just jump into 2018. So that's one of them. Chris Eubank on Obsession. The other one is a private workshop that was done by Philip McKernan. You probably watched this episode on London Real for a small group of students here at London Real Studios, and it's called Create a Life That Means Something. And again, both of these will get you primed and ready. And then 2018, when we start on January 2nd, it's going to be absolutely amazing. You get those two bonuses tonight if you go ahead and buy. So all these people are getting the bonuses. And of course, the pay in full bonuses, if you pay the full price and save $367, then you'll also get Dan Pena Live at the Ritz and the video kickoff call with me.
Johan's saying, do we get an interview here in the studio with you?
So if what you get is if you buy the premium package, which is on there for $3,997, you get to be on my team. We break the teams into 20 people, so you get my personal email, my personal chat, and you get pretty much the greatest thing in the world, which you get to sit down in the leather chair opposite me and have your own episode of London Real. You get to sit in the same chair that Ido Portal sat in, the same chair that Elliot Hull sat in, the same chair that Dan Pena sat in, and have a conversation with me. We stream it live. It's an amazing asset to have for your business, for your kids, for posterity. So that's what that is. And of course, the Inner Circle package is all of that, plus 6 months of mentoring from me. So when the course is over, I take you to the next level. And I also introduce you to this Inner Circle group of entrepreneurs I have that are building 7- and 8-figure businesses. So that's what's happening there.
Matt's asking about graduation weekend. When is that? What's involved?
So graduation weekend, February 16th to 18th in London, we give you a chance to fly in and meet your class. And the reason we did this is because everybody said, Brian, these people are amazing. I want to touch them. I want to hug them. I want to plan businesses with them. I want to hang out with them. So we said, okay. So now we have a graduation event in London. You come to the world headquarters. We all hang out. We do the walking tour. We might jump into a freezing lake. No comments. We did that a year ago. I do interviews here at London Real Studios with the graduates. We have a dinner that night. All of that is on London Real. All you have to do is get here. So that's our graduation ceremony. It's just an extra bonus. It's not required. But I'm telling you, come week 2 and 3, these people are special people. These are the people that are going to keep you on track the rest of your life and for the next 12 months. And you're probably going to want to come to London. Plus, you get to meet me and Julian and the whole crew. So that happens, but it's optional. You do not have to live in London to take this course. I have people in 64 countries around the world, people in 14 different time zones. I actually prefer if you're not in London. I think you bring more from your local culture to this class. I don't want a bunch of people in London. So again, we found a way to make this work all around the world.
Ravi just grabbed one of the last spots there.
Oh, we did. Okay, Ravi, welcome to the course. Again, your life just changed. And I don't know if Peter did that yet, but all it takes is this. Whoa, man, someone else joined as well. You just have to pull the trigger. You have to click on that link, pull the credit card out and say, you know what? I trust you, Brian. And bam, you're in. You're literally going to be whisked into the private Facebook group. You're going to meet this entirely new group of people that not only want the best, but now they take the action, and they're not gonna let you give them excuses. They're gonna make sure you get that incredible body, that incredible relationship, that incredible movement practice, that incredible mindset where nobody can mess with you. That's what it's all about, and it's right there. It's literally one click away. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm telling you, a year from now, I don't think we're gonna be offering this to the public because this course is an absolute game changer. Look at the testimonials, and so that is the chance to do it right now.
I can see a couple people frantically trying to buy here, but the payment's not going through. If you do have any trouble, just go to hello@londonreal.tv, right?
Okay, so yeah, if the payment doesn't go through, it could be your credit card or something like that. And again, the places will probably be gone tonight. So don't worry, just email us hello@londonreal.tv and let us know. There's also a little chat box in the corner and you can talk to us on the chat. It probably is just about calling your bank or whatever, but we see you and let's just make sure this happens tonight would be the most important thing. I got a couple of questions that people frequently ask. I'm going to go to those and then I'll come back for a couple more questions. So some questions I get all the time and I just want to address them in case you're thinking about them. First of all is this. Some people say, Brian, I can't afford it. And I said this earlier. You know, we used to never have the payment plan and you had to come up with the $2,000 and I thought that was good because I only wanted to deal with serious people. And then I realized, you know what? Some people need the payment plan. So now $197 takes you to the next level. And if you tell me you can't scrape that up and you just spent the last hour with me on a Thursday night, I don't believe you. I know you can make it happen. And I'm telling you, if you do, I guarantee this course will change your life. And you'll probably easily make back that $197 and all the opportunities that are going to come moving into you. So that's the deal. And again, this is an investment in your future. Look at it as that way. It's not an expense. It's like putting money into a stock or a house or into Bitcoin lately. It's going to come back 10 times better. And so that's what I'm talking about. It's an investment in your future. When I look at my degree from MIT, it was $14,000 for the year. I was 18. I didn't have $14,000. So what did I do? Did I just skip the program and go on with my mediocre life? No. I found a way to make it happen. I borrowed, I begged, I asked my parents, I got a government loan, and that paid me back 100 times that investment easily over the course of my life. This is an investment in your future. Treat it as such. Step up, pull the trigger, and let's do this. Another question says, Brian, how much time is it going to take? I don't have any time. This course takes between 2 and 4 hours per week. That's all it takes. Some of these habits are 3 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. The truth is, it's not time. It's that you are going to have resistance to these things. You're going to say, Brian, I don't want to meditate. Oh, I'm going to have an excuse why I can't do my movement practice, and I'm not going to let you do it. And the real truth is when you cut down on your media diet and you start doing all the things I'm going to tell you to do, you're going to have an extra 10 hours a week to be more effective and to focus on your goals. So this is not about not having enough time or enough money, or I'm already on a bunch of self-help courses. That's ridiculous. There are no other courses. This is the Life Accelerator. This is a way of life. This is your tribe. We are going to the next level, and that's what I'm doing here. So that's a common question I get. How is this different from what's out there? Nobody, God, no, someone else joined. Man, the going is scaring me here. Nobody else is doing what we're doing out there. Nobody. And again, I'll take the Pepsi challenge about anybody out there doing anything. Anybody. And what they do is this. They welcome you in. They shove a bunch of videos down your throats. They say, hey, here's a Facebook group you can join if you want. And then good luck. Take all the time you want is what they say. I don't do that. I say, look, I want 42 days. I want you on those 2 live calls per week. If you miss a live call, we record it and it's in the Facebook group, so you still have it. By the way, you get lifetime access to my course. You can take this course for the next 40 years. You can go back over the modules. You have lifetime access to the Facebook group. You have lifetime access to a tribe of 100 high performers that are going to take you to the next level. That's what I'm promising you. Nobody does what we do because I make sure you actually do the work. I drag you across the goal line kicking and screaming if necessary. Nobody does that because all these other people, I don't know, they're too busy. They think they're too important. I'm there with you on those live calls. I'm there moving with you. I'm doing the eating with you. I'm doing the mindset with you. I'm doing the breathing with you. I do everything with you. There's nothing like this out there. I'm telling you, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Pull the trigger because you're not going to have this opportunity again. And again, this course is filling up as we speak. Other people say, what if I don't live in London? You don't have to be in London. I prefer you not to be in London. I've had graduates from California, Argentina, Japan, New Zealand, Australia, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Singapore. It goes everywhere. Again, 64 different countries. You don't need it. Someone said, what if I don't have any goals for 2018? Module 2, we help you with your goals. Then we give you affirmations for each goal. We've got this all structured out. Folks, this is an absolute blueprint. But again, don't take my word for it. Here is what some of our former graduates said. This is what they said about how the program changed their life.
You can't go through the accelerator and not realize that I have enormous capacities and am capable and responsible for building the life that I want to live and that I can actually do it. I mean, that's the starting point, and it's quite an experience. I mean, not only for myself, but for all the other people involved.
But the whole first 2 weeks was a brand new process, a new level of growth. And so overall, and then I realized I wasn't alone. You know, you were able to see other people grow during that process as well. So that gave me more confidence just to move forward.
You get very, very different and very, very interesting people who are on the same path, and you get so much energy and so much inspiration out of these.
We met online, and suddenly we meet in person, and it's like as if it's friends that you've met all your life. And I think it's because of this connection, because we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and to share the things that we like and the things that we don't like about ourselves.
These people are going to be in my life, you know, for a very long time, and I'm going to be in their life for a very long time because we became friends. And so it's I treasure them. I treasure them all.
I know that probably in 20 years' time or whenever, I can reach out to any of these guys and they will know me and I will know them. So this has been a journey that we did together and it's been awesome, really.
People just carry themselves after taking this course, I feel like. I haven't watched that many, but I can speak from experience and just like talking to other people in this, my graduating class here. they just have a positive energy to them. They just have, you can tell like, wow, they really changed the course of their life right now. Whether it's like 1 or 2 or 3 degrees, whatever, you have like that ship. The ship changes like 1 or 2 degrees, and all of a sudden it's off to a new course in a positive manner. So it's one of the best investments you can make for yourself for the amount of money you get in return, kind of thing, I would say. So I would say just take action. Don't wait.
And so those are just a few of the graduates from the Life Accelerator just talking about the transformation they have. And again, we've got hundreds and hundreds of those because this is an absolute game changer. And these people never thought they would see this massive shift in themselves, and yet they did. And again, my ears are ringing because the gong still keeps going off. This course is going to be full probably in the next 30 minutes. But I want to go back and see if we have any more questions from people here. And if there's anything else I can help to answer questions about what's happening. Again, I really believe this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And again, I'm ready to put myself on the line and to bleed with you guys until you get across that goal line. What are people saying?
Rosa's asking, can you give the email address again? And is it possible to wait until she pays tomorrow?
So the email address is hello@londonreal.tv. Look, tonight is the time to lock it in. So again, if you can find that 197, if you need a PayPal address, we can send it to you on Hello. I don't know if we'll have this open tomorrow. So I would say find a way to lock in at least the payment plan. If you want to upgrade to pay in full tomorrow, if you want to upgrade to premium or inner circle tomorrow, that's no problem, but lock the spot in because I just don't want to be the one that has to say, I'm sorry, I can't help you change your life. You're going to have to go with the mediocre 2018. You can try another book or a podcast, but I know it's not going to work. So tonight, even on the call is the best time. That way I can give you the bonuses as well.
Christoph, who's just joined, says, hey, I didn't have a Facebook account yet, so I created one just for you, Brian.
Thank you, Christoph.
How about that for busting
Look,
through
Christoph,
resistance?
I am not encouraging Facebook usage, and we have a low media diet in week 1, and I'm going to get you to turn all that nonsense off, all the push notifications. Someone else just joined. We're going to turn off all this garbage on this thing that runs your life right now. And let's be honest, folks, this alone is running your life, because what happens when you find a stressful situation in your life? What happens when you know you have to go deep and plan a goal or go do that workout or stay away from that ridiculous food? You get on here and go on Instagram or watch Netflix or watch another YouTube video or go through the feed on Facebook. This is wasting time, folks. So I don't want you there. I want you on a low media diet. I want you focused on the goals. We're going to really go after it next year. And so that's why Facebook is only used for our private group when we're going to hold each other accountable. So thank you, Christoph, for doing that. You will not be using Facebook. I don't believe in it. Our Facebook group is the anti-Facebook group, because what we do in there is we don't post videos of us doing cool things trying to make you feel jealous. We don't post BS things about what we're doing. We upload videos about our movement practice, our goals, extreme ownership, our affirmations, our diet. We do real stuff in there, and that's why I'm glad you joined. And yes, you need to be a part of that group because it's so motivating.
Lots more questions here across all platforms. Do you want to just jump to a live Zoom?
Yeah, so let's do that, because this is great, but I can't actually talk to you, and I want to show you the Zoom software that we use on these live calls on Tuesdays and Sundays, and you can get a feel for what it's like to actually talk to me. So let's just fire up a Zoom call, and if there's any last questions, you can ask me yourself. I can handle any objections, because I'm going to close this class out tonight. So Julian will put the link in there. And so why don't you go ahead and put the link. And in the meantime, I just want to play just a few more testimonials from some of our students in the past that have joined this program. And then I want to share with you one other video. And I'll see you on that Zoom call after those videos have played.
Now, before the course, I'd have a mixture of, I could have a bad day, I could have a good day, or I could have an amazing day. But now, since doing the course, I only have good days at the least, or amazing days.
I had some resistance, but I dug into it straight away, and it's kept me going, and it's been good for me, absolutely.
Yes, it's not easy. It was painful for me as well, but changing anything is painful in life. If you really want to get there, if you really want to have the life you dream of, you need to be uncomfortable at the same time and be prepared. But there's a balance. You're going through a painful journey. At the same time, you've got this beautiful family constantly pushing you and giving you the credit and helping you. This is the reason Life Accelerator is the best course that I ever done in my life.
I'm just, yeah, it's just, I'm pretty much lost for words, to be honest with you. It's been that good. To be fair, I got lucky. I feel like I was really lucky because, you know, I sent the application off and I didn't think I was going to get through, and I did. And I feel so happy that I did because it's been such an amazing change. You know, whether it be myself that's talking about it or anybody else that's talking about it, you can see it, like the spark or the sparkle, and that could be you. If you're sitting on the fence, you really want something more from your life, well, you got to do something about it, and that means don't sit on the fence, just get on with it.
Once you're on the fence, you have already seen the fence and you've already climbed the fence. So why not just go over the fence?
If you don't put yourself totally out there to do something new, you're always going to get the same result. If you do the same things all the time, you're going to get the same results.
You've got to take the risk, and you know it's an investment, and you have to pay for it because you have to be invested in it.
If you want to be you, you know what to do.
I love watching the stories of my students. It gets me so excited to jump in on January 2nd and literally watch these people's lives change. It's just so gratifying for me to see these humans transform. And again, I always tell everybody on that first live call, and I'll tell you if you're there, January 2nd, 7 p.m. London time, you'll see me, I'll be dressed a lot like this, and I'll say this one thing. My goal is to see you win. That's all I want. I want to see you crush your life. I want to meet you on the streets 6 weeks later, 6 years later, and you're just going to have a glow, a light, just a trail of success. And I want to read about you one day, creating a company or writing a book or starting a movement, and I'm going to be like, man, London Real had something to do with that. And that's what this is about. This is about doing a 10x, 100x transformation in your life. That's what I'm in. I'm in the transformation business. And that's what this course is about. And that's why this is like nothing else out there. And that's why our results speak for themselves. Our testimonials speak for themselves. 96% of the people graduate. I have a full 100% money back guarantee because I know this course works. And I know that this is going to work for you. And that's why I have no problem offering that. And the truth is this. If you're watching me right now, if you came to this webinar, you're probably not happy about your life. You're probably sick and tired of being sick and tired. You probably have toxic relationships in your life. You're probably surrounded by people who would be just as happy if you live a mediocre life, a quiet life of desperation. They probably would prefer it if you're never better than them or you're never successful. They might not say it, but you're getting that subconscious message. Another person joined us. Or maybe it's the fact that you just can never get that diet right. You're overweight by 20 pounds. You move one day and you get injured, and you just can't get that figured out. Or maybe it's the fact that your own mindset doesn't allow you to take extreme ownership. Maybe you procrastinate all the time. You don't know how to get things done. These are the things I'm going to teach you. Maybe you've never done a gratitude practice. Maybe you've never meditated in your life. Maybe you don't know what a low media diet is and you're on your phone all the day and you get frustrated and it never feels right. That's you. I am offering you a way out of that hole, that dark, deep hole. And to be honest, I've been there before. I've been in depression. I lived a life I wasn't happy with. I was drinking myself to death, and it was all bad. And I didn't know how to get out of that. And I had to claw my way back and learn from all these people and then finally build myself up. It took me 6 years. I wish I had had a Brian Rose in my life back then. I wish London Real had existed. I wish there was a life accelerator, but there wasn't. But there is for you. And right now, for the next 10 minutes, you have an opportunity to click that link and join me with absolutely no risk. So I hope you take it, because I guarantee I will transform you. I'll be with you every step of the way to create that life that you want. And so I want you to think about that. The link is right there. Julian's setting up the Zoom call, right? So that's going to be in there. It's going to start in a few minutes. And I'll see you there. If you want to talk to me and have any more questions about me or anything you want to do, I'm here to talk as long as you want. And the reason I spend this much time on a masterclass and on the Zoom call is because I don't want to leave you behind. And last night I had Susan Gunner in my studio, and George Tomasu, and even Saman here that works at London Real. And if I had left one of those people behind a year ago, well, that would be irresponsible, and I wouldn't have created that life. So I'm going to make sure you have every opportunity to join us, and that's why I want to take the time to do that. So while we wait for that call to get ready and get warmed up, watch just this final video, and it'll teach you a little bit more about what's happening inside the Life Accelerator. Think back to when you were a child, how happy, excited, and alive you felt. Like all kids, you had a spark of life that radiated from you. Is it still there? If it's been smothered over time, this video will show you how to get it back. The unfortunate truth is most of us lose this fire, and we slowly drift into a life of mediocrity. A job that's just okay. A body that you keep telling yourself you'll fix, and a nagging sense that you're not living according to your life's purpose. You feel like there must be more, but somehow you keep falling short of your expectations, goals, and dreams. Well, what if there was a way to rekindle that life inside you? To get your swagger back? To feel confident, charged up, and alive? And finally become the passionate, high-achieving badass you know you can be. It can be done, in less than 6 weeks in fact. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how. I'm Brian Rose, founder and host of London Real. Each week, I'm lucky enough to meet and interview some of the most fascinating people on the planet who are already living their dream lives. And guess what? They are no different to you or me. They're not superhuman, but there's one thing they get right: their habits. The only thing that makes a best-selling author or a billionaire investor or an Olympic champion is they have habits to keep them on track. The truth is, there are no extraordinary people, only extraordinary habits. Are your habits allowing you to live an inspiring life? Or are they keeping you trapped in a life of mediocrity? So many of us dream of building a better lives for ourselves. The crazy thing is, we pretty much know how to do it. A healthy diet, strong relationships, and unstoppable mindset. And there are all kinds of resources we can use to get there. But no matter how many self-help books we read, not much changes. If anything, we feel worse. We beat ourselves up for learning all this stuff, but not using it. But the problem isn't you. Believe it or not, it's not because you lack focus, desire, or you're broken. It's your environment. Think about the last time you decided to make a big life change. Maybe it was to get in shape, meditate, start a business, whatever it was. You probably tried adopting a good habit. But who was there to make sure you stuck with it? Who kept you accountable? Who called you on your excuses? Who pushed you farther than you thought you could go by believing in you? Most people don't have anyone like that. No coach, no mentor, no community. It's no wonder you couldn't stick with it. You were set up to fail from the beginning. Motivation and willpower isn't enough to keep most people going. If you want to make serious life change, remember this. Changing your life starts by changing your environment. That means first knowing what habits are best for you personally. Then having an environment in place that makes it easy to adopt those winning habits. Only then can you see real, lasting change. Today, I'll show you a way to create that environment so you can eliminate procrastination from your life, master your health, mind, body, and relationships, and finally start living up to your full potential. Today, I'm going to offer you the proven blueprint for becoming the best version of yourself. You'll see how to take the practices you tell yourself you should be doing and make them a part of you. Even if you procrastinate, even if you have low motivation, even if you feel lost, frustrated, and don't know what to do with your life. Here is your chance to make this the year you finally stop daydreaming about the life you want and start making it a reality. I'm extremely excited to introduce our Life Accelerator, the groundbreaking mentorship program where I arm you with the high-performance habits practiced by the very best in the world. You'll learn the top 18 success secrets from London Real's most inspiring guests. They'll help you master your relationships, career, mindset, health, and impact. This is all stuff I do regularly and swear by. Best of all, my senior coaches and I will be with you every step of the way. We will get on the phone with you multiple times a week and hold you accountable and keep you moving forward no matter what. You'll even have a small, intimate group of incredible people in the program with you. London Reelers dedicated to becoming the best versions of themselves. We'll all adopt these practices together, support each other, and have a hell of a good time doing it. I will teach you how to reprogram yourself so that your success becomes inevitable and you finally start living a life of action and purpose. You will engineer your own success by learning how to master your emotions and thoughts, build your confidence and motivation, upgrade your nutrition, health, and energy, beef up your fitness or movement practice, connect deeper with your inner circle, create a compelling future game plan, and crush your goals. I will give you the tools practiced by the world's top performers, which, combined with our No Man or Woman Left Behind accountability system, will transform your life over the course of the next 6 weeks. But I should warn you, this course requires a break from your old habits. Joining us means you will take massive action. You will not just passively watch content. You will step out of your comfort zone and accomplish incredible things. For 6 years, I've learned hundreds of success habits from the greatest minds on London Reel, and I've tried them all. Some were tough to stick with, or didn't lead to drastic change. For this course, we only focused on the few that made the biggest impact. What we put inside the Life Accelerator course is the best of the best, the creme de la creme, all condensed into one action-packed accountability course. I'll walk you through them all in a moment, but first, it's important you understand how profound mastering just one of these can be. Here's a quick example from my own life. You see, I spent years telling myself I should meditate. At first, I just thought it would help me calm my mind. But once I started doing it, something incredible happened. I started getting in touch with my emotions again. I became an observer of my mind and learned how to master my thoughts. On a subconscious level, I realized that my money is everything philosophy, developed in the banking world, was no longer serving me. 3 months later, I walked into work and resigned my position of 10 years. I walked out of the building in a state of shock, not knowing what would come next or where my life would lead me. That change gave my mind time to breathe, and 6 months later, I would start a brand new journey and broadcast my first episode of London Reel. Over the next 5 years, I would sit down for over 1,000 hours with the greatest minds in the world. I learned so much from these people, and their ideas started rubbing off on me. I talked to top athletes and started taking my eating behavior seriously. A few counterintuitive tweaks to my diet made my energy levels shoot up. Guys like Jocko Willink instilled the idea of taking extreme ownership, and that I alone was responsible for all the outcomes in my life. He taught me to stop making excuses and just get it done. People like Ido Portal taught me how to move again. I adopted a new movement practice and felt 10 years younger. Not only that, all of a sudden I started waking up feeling refreshed with a clear mind. Most importantly, I was providing value to others. Instead of waking up and thinking about how much value I can extract from the world, I put all my energy into pumping as much value into the world. Now I understood what it took to be successful and enjoy the good life too. All because I started taking on the right habits. Does that sound like a life you want to live? Then I have good news for you. It is possible, and I will show you how. Here's a deeper breakdown of everything you get in the Life Accelerator course. Module 1, Master the Mind. You will start by learning how to understand and trust your intuition. I will show you how to deep dive into yourself using the practice that sparked London Reel, meditation. Next, we will explore the profound impact gratitude had on my life and how you can practice it using a simple tool. Lastly, you will clear your head by going on a low media diet. This not only clears your head, it clears your schedule. It can free up a ton of time. You'll be amazed how many hours open up every week when you don't get sucked into useless distractions. This will set you up for week 2, where I will show you how I brought London Real to the next level by taking control of my mindset and how you can do the same with your life. Module 2, hone your mindset. Now you are going to prepare yourself for peak performance. You will not just set goals, but actually attain them by learning how to fearlessly execute like Dan Pena using affirmations. We will delve into the psychology of procrastination and how to conquer it using the GTD mindset, a technique our entire team uses for getting things done fast. Finally, I go deep on how extreme ownership impacted my life and changed the course of London Real, and how you can implement it for maximum results. Module 3, you are what you eat. In this module, we're going to focus on habits, not diets. The goal of this module is to spot toxic eating behavior, introduce new healthy changes, and transform them into lasting habits. Your energy levels will soar. And many members lose 15 pounds or more in the 6 weeks. And this isn't even a weight loss course. If you want to get fit and like what you see when you look in the mirror, diet is key. It's even more important than exercise if you want to look great. Module 4, move or die. Movement is essential when it comes to happiness, creativity, and longevity. Sometimes we suffer from a bad day, a negative state of mind, or even depression. The way to clear out your head, oddly enough, is by getting out of your head. Therefore, this week will be all about finding a movement practice that fits your lifestyle. Then, you'll learn how to handle any situation on demand by mastering your breathing. Oh, and we're going to be doing an active meditation worldwide workout on our live call together. This can help you melt away stress and fear and instantly step you into a calm yet alive state. Are you in? Module 5, strengthen your inner circle. If one of my top 3 relationships are not doing well, I am not doing well. I believe we all crave some form of deep connection inside, but many of us take our loved ones for granted, when actually they're our biggest source of happiness, energy, and fulfillment. That is why we're dedicating a whole week to exploring our relationships. You will learn how to connect on a deeper level than ever before. You will also practice forgiveness, which I guarantee by the end of the week will create surprising results for you. Module 6, plan your winning future. This is it. We've arrived at the last module, but this is only the start of your new life of achievement and purpose. Here, you revisit your learnings, pick the concepts that work for you, and set up a 12-month roadmap in the same way Dorian Yates meticulously planned his Mr. Olympia victories. Next, I will introduce you to the Stoic thinking that changed my life and how you can use it to take your future to the next level. Finally, I share why I started London Real, the biggest reason it's so successful, and how you can apply the same mindset to your life. You will get lifetime access to all of these modules, so anytime you fall behind, you can go back and check out these lessons. And that's not all. To guarantee results, I'm introducing the Leave No Man or Woman Behind Accountability Protocol. Imagine what it'd be like if you were surrounded by a group of brothers and sisters who literally will not let you fail. We've created a 3-tiered accountability protocol to install the safety net and scaffolding that guarantees you don't slip up while implementing the program. Here's what it includes. Real accountability number 1, 12 hours of live video calls. First, we have 2 1-hour calls a week for 6 weeks. That's 12 hours of direct accountability. I'll get on the video call with you and the rest of the Life Accelerator community every week throughout the course. There, I'll help you through that week's material and make sure you're not falling behind. All calls are recorded, so if you can't make one, no problem. You can catch up the next day. You'll also have your own mini mastermind group during that time. These are small group calls led by one of my hand-selected coaches. They're a great place to ask questions and get feedback. They'll also hold your feet to the fire and make sure you get stuff done. After the 6 weeks are through, you'll continue doing monthly mastermind calls with your small group, minus the coach, for the next 12 months, so you can support each other through your entire journey. Real accountability number 2, private Facebook group. Here you will post your picture and video assignments and connect with the rest of the class in real time in order to stay inspired and accountable. You'll also have the chance to get feedback, ask questions, pitch ideas, and network. My team and I will even be in there, mixing it up to give you extra guidance and one-on-one support. If nothing else, it'll help make the journey a ton of fun. Real accountability number 3, 24/7 email support. Consider this your bat line. Anytime you feel yourself losing traction, hit us up and my team and I will make sure you get through any hurdles or obstacles that threaten your success in the program. To finish it off, I'm also inviting you to a 2-day graduation event right here in London. Join me for 2 days of learning and celebration in London to meet your classmates, go deeper on the course material, and crystallize your plans to crush 2018, including drinks at London Real Studios, a celebration dinner on Saturday night, active meditation in Hampstead Heath, and a walking tour of London with the team. This event is optional. You don't need to attend in order to complete the course. This course will be massively oversubscribed, so lock in your space as soon as possible, as I will disable this page as soon as the class is full. Let me show you how it changed the lives of our Life Accelerator graduates.
You can't transform people and organizations in a meaningful way unless they've really established their identity and know that significant change is possible. And that's where the accelerator is so critical. And I don't think anybody does it better than you guys do, and I really mean that.
How many programs out there really focus on you, on really getting your mindset right, getting your internal stuff, really removing all those blockages, any hang-ups that you've had in your past, anything that you feel is holding you back. I haven't seen any program that really tackles these issues all in one, and also with a peer group that holds you accountable and very supportive.
It's different from watching a YouTube channel where you can say, well, I can come back to this anytime. No, you've paid good money for it. You've got all of this support and you've got people holding you accountable. It actually gets done. That's the difference.
A lot of the things between all the modules and the people and the comments on Facebook and connections, that things that start to come out, fears and things that motivate us, feelings, and putting all this together in this last module and this 3-hour walk that we do at the end was tough, but made me see so many things. Pretty amazing.
You've got to explore yourself, and this will do that for you. You will explore, and you might not know what's going to come out at the end of it, but you will. I think you will be a better person for it.
Whatever stage you're in at life, there's always room for improvement. And so you could already have achieved, success by society's standards, but there's always room to grow. And I think this course will actually give you what you need.
I had what I term in our programs residual reluctance, that little bit that was just holding you back from going 100%. And having watched you over the years, I had the sense that, this experience would release that. And in fact, it did.
Now, I won't promise that in 6 weeks, I can solve all of the challenges in your life. I am teaching you a specific set of high-performance habits, and they will take time to master, implement, and assimilate. But without these specific tools, the likelihood of you ever affecting real change is low. I know, because I tried to go it alone, and it's nearly impossible. How many books, blogs, and podcasts have you consumed trying to figure this out? And where did it get you? The truth is, very few people have the entire blueprint of knowledge that addresses all aspects of your life. But because of the breadth of guests I've had in this studio for the past 6 years, we do. This course is built on 3 pillars: mentorship, accountability, and feedback. After graduating over 500 students from our accelerator programs, we understand how to make people accountable. Through our trademark Keynote Workshop live call system and accountability documents, we make sure you effect the necessary changes in your life. And what can I say? Our results speak for themselves. Throughout this process, you will be mentored by myself and our team leaders to make sure you are on the right path. We're going to be on those live calls with you. You're going to be posting your work in our private Facebook group, and you will have us constantly pushing you to be the very best and achieve results. Finally, there is feedback. The entire class, myself and your team leaders will be giving you critical advice on your mindset, your diet, your movement practice, your affirmations, your inner circle of relationships, and your roadmap for the future. So what's the minimum level of investment? You can get the entire course today for just $1,997. And if money is tight, you can spread that out over 12 months, meaning you can get started today for only $197. But if you pay the course in full today, you will get these 2 extra bonuses on top. Bonus number 1, Dan Pena live at the Ritz in London. This is a value of $1,997. Watch the $50 billion man and high-performance executive Dan Pena teach a group of elite executives the secrets of how to get comfortable taking risks, increase your emotional bank account so the financial bank account will follow, face your fears, crush your self-doubts, and just effing do it. Bonus number 2, live video goal-setting kickoff call with me. Here, I kick off your Life Accelerator experience with a video call, showing you how to adopt a winning mindset from day 1 and crush your goals, how I get things done, and 3 simple tools to beat procrastination, the 5 key habits to my daily success, and how to 10x your Life Accelerator experience. We also have the premium package, where you receive everything from the standard package, plus an extra one-on-one video call with me, my private email and Facebook chat for course advice during the entire 6 weeks, and the big one, you get to smell the leather with your own one-on-one interview at London Real Studios, sitting in the chair opposite me. And lastly, for people who want to go all in, I'm offering the Inner Circle package, where I will personally mentor you for 6 months after the course is complete. Not only that, you will get access to my Inner Circle, an exclusive group of driven entrepreneurs who are hungry to make a change and take their lives to the next level. As I said before, this course will be massively oversubscribed, and we only have a limited number of spaces. So it's super important that you act immediately and lock your spot in now. I believe in the Life Accelerator so much that I am offering a full 100% 60-day money-back guarantee if you complete all of the coursework and attend all of the live calls over the 6-week period. After that, if for any reason you're not totally satisfied, then I will give you a full refund. And finally, if you're here watching me right now in front of your computer, you're probably one of those people who wants to build the best version of themselves. You're tired of coming up short in life, time and time again, and you want to figure out how to win. You're sick of toxic relationships, unhealthy eating habits, and bad energy infecting your life. And you no longer want to let procrastination and self-doubt stop you from becoming a high-performance person. I know what that's like because I've been there before. And I know our Life Accelerator can help you solve this huge problem. I would love to personally mentor you. I would love to see you on these live calls, and I would love to celebrate with you here in the studio at the end of the course. I can't wait to witness your new energy, your new body, and your new winning perspective and outlook on life. Most of all, I can't wait to watch you come alive, to see you reclaim that light that once burned so bright. For most people, this happens around week 3 because they see they can do this. That's when you feel that new sense of power and control over your life. You feel that fire and you know you can keep it burning. The people around see that spark too. They feel lit up being around you, inspired to take control of their own lives and become the best versions of themselves. You'll make the world a better place simply by being more you. And finally, let your true self shine through. So join us and change your life. Click the button, lock in your spot, and I'll see you on the inside.